3, 2, 1. All right. Starting up this live stream, doing another tier list. As you know, new units have come out. Red Arthur, who's good. Zeldris, I'm not going to say anything. And then Chandler, who is obviously annoying, in my opinion. But I'm here with my boys, Personified Sin and Yuqii, if you guys want to say hello to everyone.
Personified here. Yo.
Starting off with yo, and obviously Yugi's dead ass tired. Had to call him.
Spam him.
But anyway, so we're gonna start this tier list off with my favorite unit, Red Escanor. Do you guys have any words to talk about that guy? Any at all?
I mean,
I'm just gonna, I don't know. Without level 3 Arthur buff, he's useless, honestly.
Without level 3 Arthur buff? I mean, I have run into a few people trying to use Red Escanor without Arthur, and I'm just like, why?
Oh yeah, it's not gonna work out at all. Mediocre damage. Like
It's not gonna work out.
yeah, without Arthur or any more buffs than already that he has with the HP related stats, he's kind of useless at this point.
Hold on just a sec, but yeah, I think we can all agree right there. Yeah?
Yep.
Alright, hold on just a sec. Need to make sure. I don't know if it actually... Oh, that's why. Wow. Okay. Well, anyway. Nobody heard that intro, but I think we're fine.
Don't worry, I started streaming on my side.
Okay. I'm not seeing it pull up on my thing, but anyway. Green Demon Meliodas. I mean... A lot of people say he's good for the level 90, but I've not seen anyone use him.
He's only really good because of his passive.
Yeah, his passive. But even then, like PvP wise, I mean, you can try and use him, but you got anything to say about him?
I don't really own him, so I really don't know what his passive is, but
It's where he gets a kill. He has to use his ult for the kill, though, right? To regain ultimate gauge?
No.
He
Well,
kills.
aside from that, but if he kills an enemy, he gets his orbs.
oh, okay.
So if you do have an ult and you ult like say Escanor with his ult, you get your orbs back completely another ult.
I mean, he's and I mean the infect is really good because that can really shut down Goddess Liz.
But not better than other characters.
Green Merlin.
Yeah.
Green Merlin and then the ceiling of the ultimate gauge it's not bad.
But it's only for one minute.
It's only for one turn, I think, on the level 1 and 2. I think. So, I mean, he's not bad, but he's also a unit that's not come back a lot either, so. I mean, I'd say A or S. I think A, man. He's just, I don't think Super Awakening 5 did him any justice. If you're going to use a Meliodas, it's obviously going to be AM.
That's fine.
Red Elizabeth. I only faced one of her, and I mean, the guy absolutely was bodying me for like 3 turns, but I won in the end. Persona, you used her way more than I did.
The red one? No. Surprisingly, like, I guess the only team that I've seen that she was used for was the Stance team with Tarmio and Estarossa. But I don't see her used that much anymore.
You know?
No.
Okay. Have you seen her at all? Any words, comments?
No, I haven't seen her at all.
God, a unit that just... I'm gonna say B, because all I know is she, like, increases defense-related stats, but that's it. I don't know what her other cards do, and I'm pretty sure her ult is just that heal.
Yeah, probably.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, every Liz does that. Blue Jericho.
You're making me vote.
I know she can hit hard, because Super Awakening 5 actually helped her, but I've just not used her. Like, I still have her, I think I did UR her, but I never awakened her.
I would say like a straight B because I need her 6'6" in order to see more her power. I only have her 5'6". I mean,
Oh,
she does have
Yeah,
a nice
one
passive.
ult gauge difference. Yeah, that makes.
That makes a lot of a difference.
Oh yeah, sure. I use units 1/6, but okay. So B for personified. Yugi, you
Yeah, I would say B too.
B. Yeah.
I like her. She works good in certain things.
I mean, B's not like it's like average units. They're not the worst.
Yeah.
Out of this. Red Melascula, the unit the personified can't seem to get.
Yeah, I have no words for this. I'm sorry.
She automatically gets B in my books.
B.
Yeah, B. Well, I don't run AM, and I have no other reason to run Red Melascula except for maybe Kyle team. But I mean, she's a decent unit. Don't get me wrong. She's decent with her passive and all that. But I feel like she doesn't hit hard enough. You know.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
she doesn't hit hard enough. It's without ignites. That's like the biggest problem with her. But just she can like every time you face an AM, it's immediately you gotta kill her. You can't focus anyone else on the team. And then if you pop the revive on say Droll, and he just taunts, so then you just can't do anything for 3 turns if he has a taunt over and over and over again.
Yeah. Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, it's more of her passive and just the amount of life steals she can get. Like, she can get full health. I have her 4/6, and she can hit pretty hard with her ult. Like, the life steal and the passive is insane. I mean, I'm going to put her... I want to put her SS, but I think S. Yeah. Dude, she's really good. Her passive is so stupid.
Yeah. Okay. I can agree with us.
Like, that's the only... Like, if she did not have that passive, she'd be here. Like,
that is true.
That, like, there... I don't know who else you'd really run on the AM team. Like, she is a top 3 unit for that. Now, Red King, dude.
I mean...
This man has been on the fall off. He hasn't been good since Pierce. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dude, Pierce did not last as long as on JP.
Yeah, I mean, aside from he's only mostly for a back support, even then, like, the Pierce rate is still crazy high.
Yeah, like... I mean, even back then, when Pierce was still really good, it felt like King did nothing. Like, honestly, for reducing Pierce. It was sad. Like, Valenti did more.
Yeah, I remember when I first got my first Red King and I ran him, it felt like it was no difference. I was still getting wiped.
Yeah. King is just such a... I mean... Every time I pulled dupes of him, like, I don't even throw him in anymore. I think he just D. Like,
yeah.
The disable recovery skills is bad. The explode was... that was bad. Because level 1 was just terrible, like waiting 2 turns for that to go off. I mean, he's just not good anymore. Unless they make Pierce great again, but I think they're shifting towards something else entirely, and Pierce may never get a return. Red Galland.
I don't have him, so I can't say much about him.
I have him, but I've not used him.
Okay. Alright, I have him. I've used him a couple times in Training Dungeon. From what I've seen, he is mediocre.
Mediocre. I mean, I've seen gameplay on this guy, and he can hit really hard, but you have to build him like a Ludo for him to get there.
Yeah, and the only problem is he's mostly only used for the reverse stages for the level with him against Escanor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is understandable.
Not to get off topic or anything, but I tried some reverse stages, season 3 reverse stages. I got through 2 of them, and after that, I rage quit so hard.
Oh yeah, like they're so tough.
Bro, anything I wasn't LCCing, I didn't fight.
I think I actually cleared the Escanor one with blue Galland. I don't know how I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
don't know
you do
how.
have red Melascula, which is the unit that you need for that Escanor battle.
Yeah, I think he just kept attacking my, like, he couldn't get a level 2, he has the Cruel Sun, right? Or am I just...
That one? No, I don't think he does.
Okay, yeah, so he couldn't remove my, immunity on my blue Galland, so I just kept hitting him. But yeah, red Galland, I'd say B, man. He's not C, he's not the, like, rashiest.
Yeah, he's not bad.
The best, is he still the best SR, Eren, in this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and put him God tier, thank you. He's underrated, very underrated character. I'd be using him in PvP sometimes, and he's underrated.
Yeah, him having evasion is just so stupid.
But,
yeah,
I mean...
he breaks well demons, I don't know.
Yeah, he's mostly used for deathmatch, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's B, C, D. I mean, he might even be... Like, he could be low S if we're just considering SRs out of them all. I would say A, though.
Yeah, I was satisfied for SA. He's really good, and he's underused, honestly.
He is underused. Like, I feel bad for people that didn't get him. Like, he's actually a really good SR, and...
Yeah. Me having him 6'6", mwah.
Yeah, dude, 6'6", he actually hits so hard. And then whenever that rule comes around where Rs and SRs are buffed...
Oh yeah, he hits pretty hard.
He hits like a tank. Green Eren. Oh god.
Okay. In my opinion, I'm in love with Green Eren. Like, I don't know. It's like, yes, like I love that unit so much. I would rather have him 6'6" instead of my blue Eren 6'6". My blue SR Eren 6'6".
Dude, I tried using Green Eren. I don't know how long ago that was, but man, he heavily relies on his ult. Like, if you don't get it, you're just done.
Yeah, that's the only problem. And even with that buff that they made for his transformation, like, didn't even help at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the worst if you can get his ult off and if you get level 3s. Like, he's actually insane in his transformed state. He's not, like, trash. He's actually good because unlike this guy, he gives himself buffs. So, I mean, I'd give him A, but I can't give him any higher on this.
Makes sense.
I just can't.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, the AoE ult gauge removal, I actually enjoy. Like, that is the one thing I really love about that Eren. And the Amplify that gives himself buffs. Like, God. And he full heals, man, on his transform state.
Yeah, the buff that they finally gave, but still doesn't help.
Yeah, it just doesn't help. Levi.
Honestly, you might as well go ahead and put all the AOT characters on A. Just feels right. Misuka is really good. Levi, I don't have to say anything about him. He's literally insane.
Yeah, Levi's crit is so stupid. And then when they buffed...
If you have lower health,
if they didn't buff his Despair, I'd actually throw him here. But since that card was buffed, he belongs, like, there. I don't think he's where he was, but he's definitely still not the worst option in this game.
True.
Especially if you have him built up, like 6'6", full costumes. I mean, you might even say he's S. Blue Matrona.
What did she do?
She has a Rupture card. And then her blue is a disable buff and debuff, but that's single target. And then her ultimate is like increase pierce or whatever.
I would say C.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I'd ever use her is if she was my first Diane that was 6'6". But I got the green one, and I actually used the green one.
Yeah.
Like, Like, if I could just find the red Diane, I'd throw her with there, but I'm not gonna scour through all that.
Yeah.
Like, the other, like, those two just pale in comparison to green.
True.
It's actually stupid. And then Mikasa A. Like, I mean,
she definitely was A.
What video personified did you fight that Mikasa?
Damn it, which one was it? I think it was the previous one. Which one was it? I think my stance team.
Mikasa is just, she's so stupid broken. Like, I remember fighting her when it first came out.
She was so stupid. She was practically unkillable. It was so dumb. And then she just hit so hard. I mean, if she was still back then, I'd give her S. But
I mean, her passive does give her, bring her up a bit.
You think you could put her S?
I mean, because of her passive, like, if you're just hitting everybody else, she, like, gets crazy stats.
I mean...
For those that don't know her passive, of course.
Yeah. I mean... It's just... The only problem I have with her is just she's never going to return. For people to even, like, discover what this unit was.
Yeah, because only a few people I know even have her.
Yeah, I got very lucky on AOT. It was pretty good. But Red Estarossa.
Your favorite unit?
Dude, I mean, he didn't do the worst. He wasn't the worst unit I've ever showcased. Because I know which one this is. He's in this tier list.
Yeah.
I know exactly where he is, too. But he's not the worst, but man, he is just... No, not you. I'd say B,
man. Escanor thought he was gonna move up.
Right.
No, Escanor wasn't gonna move up.
That's just because of Red Estarossa, he gets moved up.
Dude, Red Estarossa, the only reason he's up there is because on some circumstances he can hit hard. But that's like, you gotta debuff yourself. And I mean, whenever I used, I think it was an Ignite Melascula. I mean, that's a positive and a negative. Like, I'll get hit harder because of those ignites on myself.
True.
But, I mean, he's got that ult, dude, which just stalls the turn.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's the only reason he's in B. He's not the worst unit. And, I mean, he can hit hard, but you just gotta have the perfect setup. Now, Green Estarossa.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, I would say either God or SS, and the only reason I put him in God is because how good he is for the new demon.
Yeah, new demon actually really.
Yeah, I think I'd put him in God.
First God. I mean, he's really good in PvE for the demon. PvP, like level 90 is literally the hardest. Is it the hardest event in this game?
Yeah, definitely is. I would probably say.
If you don't know what you're doing.
True.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you're getting wiped. What, turn 2?
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing that I could say that's even close to difficulty would be the that legendary king or whatever.
Yeah, I still haven't even done that. I gave it one try and failed. Not that I never tried again.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. It was so stupid. But, I mean, Green Estarossa, if you get a level 3 counter and you can't remove it, God, dude, you're going to take 100k for just even touching him.
True.
And then his single target actually hits hard. His ultimate's same as Red Estarossa, but, I mean, I see more people running blue than green, so. Green Monspeet, I think I can just...
The unit you like facing?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'd say
he's good if you set him up correctly. That's what I'll say.
I would put him between B or C because he's more of just a support unit, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I was gonna put him in D, if nobody knows, I fought Sekapoko, who was a big Green Cross YouTuber back in the day, and he bodied me with Green Monspeet.
I tried finding that video, I couldn't find it.
Dude. It was like Green Monspeet destroying LV Meli, and I was literally the intro. It was so sad. But
Damn, he put was the intro? That is disrespectful.
oh no,
Like,
dude, I loved it, man. It was so like I like when I first saw him, I'm like, there's no way. This is probably just someone portraying to be him. And then I see a video pop up on my phone, Green Monspeet destroying LV Meli, and I'm like, no.
You honestly got to review that match.
Yeah, I gotta review that. Like, I mean, I could have won, but I think I did a stupid play with like Blue King, and I lost. But I mean, I don't care. I fought a YouTuber, and I can't really say that. I mean, I fought you too, so. But Green Monspeet, anyway, getting off topic. His weak point is probably his weakest card, actually. Like, it feels like he needs to crit. Like, you notice the damage difference between non-crit and crit.
And
it's actually stupid with some units.
And the problem with his passive is that he needs someone with ignites.
Yeah, and right now the ignite units are not... They're all red. Besides, like, green Escanor. Which is really odd to think about. But, I mean, the only reason he's even... Like, I like his other card. Like, the destroy card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
randomly destroys 2 cards. Like,
yeah.
that card I love. That's the only reason I really put him in B. And his commandment's annoying. Because sometimes I forget it if I face him on speed. Red Derieri.
I would say...
Dude, I used her in PvP and she did not... Like, she actually did really well. In some matches.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when I used to run Red Dairy in PvP.
I think I'd put her in S.
S?
I don't know, I think she gotta go a little bit higher than S. I was thinking either God or SS.
I mean, if we're talking about... I mean, PvP, she's not... Like, she can work, but man, you have to rely on her ult, and you cannot lose those buffs. Like, you lose those buffs, it's gonna hurt.
True. I mean, for the Knighthood boss, and then also the Howlix, you don't really see Red Derieri used that much anymore since most people are running Lost Vein or Sario.
I still don't
Lost
think...
Vein and Howlix, Lost Vein and Sario don't do as good as they... Because they don't crit. His crit resistance is too high, so they don't crit at all.
Yeah, Lost Vein I'm not seeing a lot in Hallowix. Like, I mean, I see Sario, but I don't see Lost Vein anymore. Like, even then, his ultimate doesn't, like, it hits, like, what? 300, 400k max? It's like God.
What,
that's...
Aries?
No, Lost Veins.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Derieri's ult can, obviously, if you get full buffs, like... I mean...
Oh, I've done over it. I've done over numbers. I'm not even gonna... Never mind. Let's not get into it. Alright.
I mean...
Next.
PvE, PvP, I mean, I'm gonna put her there, man. She's still really good. Like, I mean, she's still one of the best PvE units in the game. Green Derieri. Her passive is annoying.
Don't both her cards have ult depletion, or is it just one?
It's just one.
A single target.
The other one
the
does
AoE gives ult gauge.
Yeah, it fills her up.
Oh, okay.
The only problem I have with this Derieri is she can't give herself buffs for her ult. And that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna mess her up.
Like, you have to have her 6/6 if you're even gonna be close to killing a blue unit.
And then have Droll as commandment on.
Yeah, but, I mean, if I'm gonna run her over Red Melascula, I mean, there's just gonna be no way. I mean, I'd say
B.
I'd say A.
Oh,
A or B. Well, I mean, the ult gauge removal is actually stupid, and then her passive is actually... Like, if you face an AM, dude, it's just gonna be a forever match. Kind of.
Yeah, I think A because of that passive.
That passive, like, I mean, I always forget it, too. I always forget that passive. Oh boy, everyone's favorite unit, LV.
I would say SS.
SS.
Yeah, with other stronger blue units. I mean, he's kind of fallen a bit.
I mean, the most you're ever gonna see of him is back unit for Glue Eater, because I mean, there's been some matches where he immediately gets his ult and I can't kill him, so I just lose.
Oh yeah, that's like the worst luck.
Yeah, it's literally just I lose and then it's a GG, man. But he's not as strong as he used to be. Like, his single target can just still destroy green units. His his AoE is probably the one card that I think doesn't hit as hard as it used to.
Unless you have Death Pierce in the back.
Yeah. And then his passive is still stupid, man. Like, every time I crit him, like every time back in the day, I'm like, don't crit, and I crit, and I just see all of his cards light up, ranking up, and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm dead. But yeah, SS, I agree. He heavily relies on his ult.
Yeah.
Blue Arthur.
I would say B.
Yeah. I mean, he's got an attack seal, which I don't think a lot of people know. But I mean, I'm not going to use him over Red Gowther. And his single target can actually hit hard. And his passive is something crit, I think. I don't know. I've never used this unit.
Was it the extra orbs that he gets? He crits harder? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. But I have 2 gripes with this unit. Is one, ever since his release, I've never pulled a single copy of him, ever.
Even on that. And wasn't he on a step-up banner?
I've never gotten him. He's still 1/6 for me.
Wow.
I've never pulled him ever. Again, it's so sad. Because I would actually use him if I had his ultimate leveled up. And then the other gripe is probably just that AoE, man. Like, I mean, the attack scale's nice, but man, that card just feels like it hits for 0. Like, Red Gowther hits harder.
Yeah, the attack percentage is a lot different.
Yeah. Red Mono.
Uh,
Yeah, this is your unit right here, Persona. You've used her.
I would put her in a C because like she's very reliant on having the king team because of her passive.
Yeah.
And then even then, you're gonna kill her off right away because she's a red unit.
Yeah.
So I think C tier.
Got anything? Red Mono?
Nah, I don't own Red Mono, so.
You don't own Red Mono? Wow, that's actually surprising.
I don't think so. And if I do, then she hasn't been used at all.
Yeah, same. I still have her. I think SSR. I've just never. I mean, she's buffed on global, but man, that did not help her at all. Blue Eastin. I mean, Red Demon. Hell, that's.
I'd put her in S.
S.
Yeah, because of her passive. When having extra buffs, she gives herself buffs.
Well, I've never used this unit really, besides just someone else running it in Hell Red Demon. Which I mean, that buff card just helps clear it faster. Yeah, and I mean, her AoE that fills ult gauge. I mean, that's not a bad card. It's not the worst card they could have given her.
Yeah.
Blue Brawler Bond. I mean, the only time I ever used this unit was in Red Demon. And he did not perform well. Like, his poison jar or whatever wouldn't even do damage to Hell. Red Demon. I had UR gear on him.
I'd put him in C.
Yeah. I mean, his single target can hit hard. And I mean, I like his ultimate partnered with King. I don't know why I like that ultimate, but I just do.
Yeah, I think he has the funniest animation for that one.
Yeah, and it's the same as a Gowther ult with King. It depletes 5 ult gauge. It's actually nuts, but too bad he's just not great. I don't even remember Blue Brawler's Bond's passive, now that I think about it. I don't even know what he does. But anyway, green Fraudrin.
I'd put him in A.
A.
Only because of his passive. I mean, he does have a nice extort card.
Mm-hmm.
And then his second card, I think, removes buffs. But other than that, you won't really see him as much unless you have him, like, wailed out.
I know the only time this guy ever really worked was when you faced mono red with this man. But that was it. Like, that's the most you... I don't think I've ever seen this unit besides someone still trying to run ult rush, and I just feel bad. Like, I mean... The extort is nice, and his ultimate can hit hard, but that's it. Like... I mean, his passive is just terrible if you can't get it off. Which, I mean... Oh, I wish I had the money for Fraudrin, because then I'd actually put him in A, and this guy can go D.
Right.
But whatever. Red Elanie. Never used her.
Is that the Halloween one, or is that the regular?
That's the Valentine's one.
That is the Valentine's one.
I don't own her.
I have her, so I think I'd put her in B. Because she's actually usable in the reverse stages. Like, for her level, you would want to use the red version more than the green. And then, I mean, she does give those extra cosmetics for Howlix. So I think I'd put her there for her passive as well.
Alright. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. I can't talk about the unit because I don't have her. I wish I did, just for collection purposes, but... I mean, that's it, I guess. Oh no, I don't even know what her... I think her ultimate's the same as the green one.
Yeah, she has the same ultimate.
Okay. Jenna. Jenna. I don't see anyone using her in the back anymore.
Yeah, I think the combination of Jenna and Zaneri and C.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the worst, but my god, they're... Like, I think this one has more use than Jenna, but that is... it. That's really it. Because I think this Zaneri heals, does she not?
I think she heals. Like, I think her passive is that if she removes debuffs, she heals, or she gains an orb.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, Blue Zeldris, my boy. I think he belongs there, dude. He can one-shot. It's actually just nuts.
He would be higher if his crit chance was higher.
Yeah, dude. Like, I know every time I showcased him, like, I just had to pray that he crit, even though he is, like, his Super Awakening buffed his crit chance. They, buffed his crit chance in general, and he still just doesn't crit. And it's like, why, dude?
Yeah, that's literally the only reason I don't have him level 80, because it's just because he doesn't crit.
I mean, his single target, just moving one card, I mean, he can one-shot. His AoE is so stupid. Like, that's probably his best card. It became his best card.
Oh yeah, the Despair works pretty nice.
Yeah, because you can hit everyone for around 500k and immediately possibly take a revive. It's nuts. Now, Red Zeldris, on the other hand...
My boy belongs right on the side of...
I mean, I use him for his passive a lot on AM. And, I mean, his deplete ultimate gauge is just still amazing. His disable recovery skill card is just not used anymore.
Yeah.
But his ultimate can just body if you have him. His ultimate move leveled up.
That's true. So, yeah, I think SS is a fine fit for him.
Yeah, it's more of AM's, like him just buffing the other commandments. Gloxnia. I've used him.
I mean, that Purify is the highest.
He still
in the
has
game.
one of the stupidest like heals in the game.
Honestly, I think just his Purify would put him in God tier.
God, I think I can put him in S though. Like his one card where he allows the use of only rank 1s is stupid. If you can get it off, but the problem is if Escanor becomes debuff immune, you're just
screwed.
Asking for it. And then his ultimate is like you have to get a debuff on someone because it's ruin. I don't know why they did that to my boy. If they did something else like a weak point,
right?
I'd say he'd probably be SS. Zaratras. This unit has surprised me the most lately.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be the one hitting harder than Jericho in that Belmont.
Yeah, this guy's stupid.
I'll give him the acceptable A.
Dude, I could probably make a case
I don't
for
even
him
have him
going...
leveled. I don't think I have him level 60, I think. That's where I have him at.
I could probably make a case of him possibly going S, but I don't think I can. Like, I've not used him. I just seen how hard he can hit for, like, around 500k.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Man, like, I'm so surprised, because I thought, like, everyone was talking about, like, these other units, and they weren't talking about this guy at all. They were like, yeah, he's an option. Yeah, you didn't say he was the best option. Green Shin. Yuqii, you could talk about this unit. Where does he belong?
Alright, I love me some Shin. Shin is one of my favorite characters in the game. I use him ungeared, geared, PvE, all that. I've used him basically everywhere that I can or could. I would say he's probably S or SS. And the reason I don't give him God is because I don't know, I just feel like he relies too much on on the opponent being debuffed to like do all his damage. Because without that debuff card, he's not that good. He's not good at all, actually.
Yeah. I think with that, like, you made a perfectly good case. Like, he's really good. Like, his weak point is actually phenomenally stupid. Like, he can one-shot entire teams instantly.
Oh, yeah, and geared, he's insane.
That was
literally
right through him. Oh, there he is. I'm going to put him in S. And the reason why is because that decreased ultimate move damage, like, that card just doesn't hit. Like, that card is just, like, if you get that card instead of the weak point one, it's just like, oh, I'm not killing at this moment.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason you're using that card is just to trigger Shin's passive.
That's
or
true.
If you need a weak point, if you don't have a debuff. And like you said, not having a debuff, his weak point card is literally probably his worst card. Like, the other card becomes better. But that's the only reason. Like, if that decreased ultimate move gauge card hit harder, or just hit something else in general, and just, you have to rely on debuffs. But I mean, he's still phenomenal. Like, if they changed his one card to Power Strike...
Ooh, that would hit pretty hard.
Yeah, it would be stupid. But I'd say S, and I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Red Roxy.
Second best girl.
That's yours.
I would say S tier.
S.
Yeah, I would bring her up, but, because she's a red unit... That's the only thing that kind of brings her down. But what keeps her there in S is because of her passive, which a lot of people don't know is when an explosion goes off, she gains an orb. So even if you drain her and I have an explosion off, bam, I get the ultimate back.
Oh, that's actually stupid now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And then her ultimate is she actually gives herself ultimate gauge, right?
2 orbs.
Yeah. I mean, it's still ult gauge, like, so she's just gonna get ults constantly after one after another.
Yeah, so
then,
so for every showcase I've used her, I got in at least 2 ults within one match.
God, that's stupid. Green Fat King. I can talk about this unit a little bit. I've used him only in the final boss Diane, and that's the only thing he was good in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Only association with Liz.
Yeah, but that's... I mean, you don't have to use her with Liz. It's just like, you just heal a little bit more, but... I mean... That's it. It's just pretty much linking partner, and if final boss Diane ever comes back, which I'm surprised hasn't. Like, we haven't even gotten Demon Meliodas or Elizabeth back yet.
Yeah, I think they're changing it to that legend difficulty for all of them, more or less.
I know, but that's so weird because JP's had that one twice, and they've had King and Gowther 3 times, whereas we've only had them twice.
That's true.
Like, I mean, while I like the legendary stuff, it's just not enough content. It's like you can do all the challenges for like the 4 diamonds or whatever they give.
Yeah.
And then the shop. But that's it. Athena. My god, dude. I could easily put her SS.
I'd say SS tier. Because of her
Really?
passive. People tend to forget that if I kill off a unit, you lose 2 orbs. And
Yeah, because I forgot about that. And that's what made me lose our little rematch.
True, and then she's always clutching it with like 1v1s every match I've used her in. And you should know.
Well, I won one of those, but that first one, dude, where we were randomly matched.
Right?
And I'll never forget it. See the cards combined. Oh, that's a stun. I lose.
And it was against AM Meli.
Yeah, my Meli would have killed, though, if I wasn't stunned.
True.
But that's literally like a green Monspeet to me, that Athena. And I don't know if Yuqii has ever faced the power of your Athena. Do you agree on that? Yuqii?
Are you there?
Dead?
No, I'm here. Athena, I think I've seen personified Athena. Personified Athena.
You may get massacred.
1 out of 10 wouldn't recommend.
Facing or using?
Facing.
Yeah, okay. I agree, 100%. That unit's actually surprised me. I kind of want to level her up, but that's just... I'm preparing.
I keep
for
telling
Bond.
you gotta level up that Athena.
I'm preparing for Bond right now, because SSR pendants are screwing with me. I thought Tower Disaster would give me more. Like, they advertised so many pendants, and I only see 1 in there.
Oh, I mean, the pendants are mostly from that picnic basket event.
Oh, fuck. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Kyo.
A tier.
Yeah,
I was
agree.
gonna say B or A. He doesn't get ignites fast enough. If he did, then it would be.
Well, that's
he
the
would be
thing,
better.
though. Whenever I use him, it's like... I get out CC'd, and then I get 1 clap. It's like... Or my Melascula just dies, and it's like, well, I lose more ignites.
Yeah, there's only 2 units that help him the most to really get his ignites to pick up is Melascula and Goddess Liz.
Yeah.
If you
But
don't have
it's-
those 2 units with him, he's kind of like meh.
Yeah, but apparently Bond helps him out a lot with the HP. So maybe that could change, but
Probably.
I don't know. Like running... Well, see, that's the thing. That kind of helps because Red Arthur, Red Bond, Red Kyo, and Red Twigo, it's all HP.
Yeah.
And, I mean, fuck. It's so stupid what that unit can do. But,
I hate that unit so much. Every time I face it, it's just... I'm asking for a massacre.
I've not faced one Mai ever since she came out.
I've faced Miles, and all I have to say is I'm gonna tell you how the match goes. Double rank up, AOE one shot.
True.
I think that's what I said.
So where would you guys put her? Because I've never had to deal with her.
I would say probably next to Roxy.
Damn. Wow, Kyo was the best one out of the batch, and now he became the worst.
Yeah, I mean, once people started learning how to use Mai properly, she just became demon. Like for the few people that do own her, they and know how to use her. Trust me, like it's double rank up AOE, and the AOE just fries your whole team.
Yeah. All right. Rugal.
He made Pierce good again, or decent again. So I would give him A or B.
I mean,
And
I
that's
would
just
say
Pierce.
I would say he's better than Demon Meliodas because, I mean, he's got 2 attack cards. His passive is phenomenally better because you don't really see a lot of attack steal anymore.
Oh yeah, his passive.
His ultimate hits pretty hard, and I mean the only problem I have with him is he's a collab unit. He's not really around, and Pierce just hasn't gotten buffs ever since. But
I mean, his passive does help him a lot, so.
Whoops. But
I think a B probably.
What the fuck?
Not letting you grab him.
I would say B as well. I mean, he's not even farming. He's not the worst, but he's not the best anymore.
Yeah.
Matrona.
Give her a D.
Favorite.
We
Give her D.
don't care. Next.
I mean, the only time I ever used her was like the Twigo final boss in the
I was gonna say,
Knighthood.
it was like one final boss where we needed her, and that was it.
I mean, I had her
You
level
don't-
60. Like, I didn't even have to level her up. So, yeah, I'd say D. Like, Giants, I don't know what they were thinking about buffing Giants. There's only 3 Giants in the show.
Yeah.
And
They came out for Giants.
I mean, the only way you can work it with 4 Giants is because little Diane is a different name.
Yeah, she goes under human, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she goes under Matrona, I think. Because she's considered... I don't know, it's so weird to actually think about that. But there's just not enough Giants, man. They really over... And you can't even use her in PvP. That's the worst part. They specifically made her bad for PvP. Because her passive doesn't
because they're passive, yeah.
Yeah, they really, like, everyone's like, oh, dude, she's going to be so good if you can use her in PvP. And then you immediately see it, and it's like, oh, yeah, it does not work in PvP. It's like, well, D tier, you're garbage.
Yeah, that is true.
Green Gowther.
I mean...
Yeah, my boy Gowther, yep. We don't have to talk about it.
I mean, he pretty much changed the meta as soon as he arrived. He changed it completely.
Yeah,
Yep.
he, like... I mean, that's what made the King team die so fast, was Green Gowther. Like, we didn't even get to experience that meta for what massacred it on JP. Gowther just completely changed the game. With his passive, his dissolve, him having a rank up. It's just stupid. Such a stupid unit. And especially if you have him 6'6", my god, dude, you're a legend. Camilla!
Alright, I think we let Persona 5 talk about this one.
I tried my best to use her D tier. I'm sorry, because that one of her cards is a lifesteal, and even then she doesn't do more lifesteal than who is it? Red Melascula.
Oh god, that is bad.
Yeah, and
that is terrible.
And then
so
her
she
stun
doesn't do more lifesteal than Green Nunchuck? Or is it single target?
Wait.
Nunchuck Bond, the green one.
Yeah, I think he does higher than her.
Oh god, yeah, that is bad. And doesn't her transformation, like, she has to heavily rely on it?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
because one of them is a charge, and then her AOE is kind of like it's okay. It's not the best.
I know she has a stun, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's the best card," and that probably is her best card.
Yeah, that's the only best card.
All right. I mean, I could have a whole separate tier for this goddamn unit.
Yeah, we don't talk about Liz
Yeah,
because
let's just skip. No words for her. Just skip her. You know.
I just want to say one thing about her.
All right, go ahead.
She's a year old, and she's still number one. A year old. We're a year into the game, and she's still the most used unit.
That's true. Only because of her damn passive.
Damn passive, damn shield, damn stun, damn heal. Like, I faced an AM and I gave him so many buffs. Like, I think I gave him like 2 buffs, and I don't know what his ult gauge was. I think he might have been like 4 or 5, 6. He ulted. He got everyone so low. He didn't trigger my revive, and he just killed himself, and he lost the game because he ulted. Because that's 6/6 Liz. You can't attack her. You just die horribly.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
And then there's some games where, like, you know, Gowther will rank her up, and guess what? You're getting 3 level 3 stuns. So you can't play the game.
Oh, I hate people who play like that, bro. Who just abuse Liz.
I faced a guy that ran green Gowther, blue King, and blue Liz, and I just kept getting stunned, petrified.
Yeah, that's
he kept getting level 2 rank ups.
The most annoying team this face. And then with ult rush, food, just.
And then then if he didn't have a stun, he had level 3 shields, and I just couldn't break through it, so I just forfeited. Green Hawk. Yeah, there's no more Goddesses. But Green Hawk, bro.
I'm 15% above.
I mean, when he gets to 50, he's good, but that's only on special
I leave him at
occasions. C. Yeah, I'd leave him at C. I mean, the only time I ever actually used him was just in the knighthood.
Yeah.
And it worked. Well, I think it was more Blue Gowther, but Green Hawk did well.
Is that Wedding Diane?
Yeah, that's Wedding Diane.
I have no words. I don't have her.
I don't have her.
I've seen people use her, and I would probably give her C, just because she has that attack disable.
I'd give her C because she's the highest point person in, or highest point team in the knighthood. If you want to do it super fast. But she's not good on the giant team. You don't use her in PvP. Her ultimate hits hard, but you have to have her 6/6, but you don't really use her ultimate anymore. Because, I mean, fuck. Meta's changed. I'd stay C. I 100% agree. It's such a very exclusive unit, too, for this unit. Green Helper.
Probably C tier because of, he's only mostly used for Grey Demon.
I mean, I've seen people use him in the Belmont. Yeah, for the stance cancel ultimate. And his buff card can work, but my god, like, that's only in hell, man. That's only if you want to do hell 3 times a day. And I just don't.
I mean, I would put him in B tier because he did help my Jericho a lot against Purple Rue, you know? With that extra damage.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, he's not the worst. And his passive isn't bad. Like, he regains HP for the amount of defense he has?
No, I think his passive is that if his health hits below 1, he stays at a fixed 1. I think that's what it was.
Hold on. I kind of want to look at that.
Yeah, I thought
you guys are actually making me look at this.
Oh, it's right there. And the okay, never mind.
Oh,
okay, I did read it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with B. Like, he's not. I'd say his poison card is trash. Like, that's the only reason he's. Like, I mean, if that wasn't poison, he might be A.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't such low. Hawk&Oslo.
I'm walking out for this because I don't like that unit at all.
The only time I ever faced this unit in PvP was one guy running him, and I faced him twice. Like, immediately after I lost to him, I faced him again, and it went the same exact way. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't own him, but I've seen gameplay on him. He looks pretty fun to use.
I have him, and like, if you have him 6/6, you're just gonna not enjoy life. Like, getting sent to the Shadow Realm for 2 turns, even Escanor can't avoid that. Sending the one to the Shadow Realm for 2 turns is stupid. Like, this unit is stupid, actually. It's kind of insane. Like, this Hawk&Oslo has the same ult, but this Hawk has better cards.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was meant to be a buff for the King theme and failed horribly. Kind of like, where is she? I thought I saw her, but maybe I didn't. Blue Fraudrin.
I would say B just because of his passive.
B, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
the
think,
only time I ever actually have this unit on a team is for Brawl. That's it.
The only time I use him is he's suiciding to give me ult gauge for my other teammate.
I faced a guy using Blue Fraudrin, and I don't know, like, I just didn't attack. Like, I just went for an ult, and this guy tried popping up a taunt, and I'm like, okay, I'm just not attacking. So he couldn't get an ult because he had to move cards for that taunt. So then the match just played with like, oh, okay, I can just AoE kill all of you, and that's it. So, I mean...
Wow.
I'd say C, man. He's not good. Like, he's... Like, a unit with such wasted... Like, you can't even level up this unit if you want him to be good. You just can't.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, that you're not supposed to level him up at all.
Okay, I finally found the unit I kind of wanted to talk about with Hawk&Oslo was this unit.
Wing the lane. Okay. I mean, I can't say much. I don't have her, so I mean.
I don't have her, but I know how the fuck she performs. Terrible.
Oh
like,
man.
My God. Dude, she's literally like this unit, but they're both bad. They don't buff King. They just don't help him. You want to know who his best support is? Is this guy. Which, I mean, I kind of want to talk about right now, because he belongs right fucking there, man. In my eyes, he belongs there. He's so stupid.
I mean, I would put him in God because of his passive being that 50% extra damage for debuffs.
Yeah, but, you know, only like, I ran the King team recently with Eastin as, well, personified nose. But
yeah,
you see everyone target Hendrickson. I kept saying, Hendy's not the threat. But he was. He was the threat. He's what makes the King team work. Because what they do with the King team, I don't know why they do this. They keep doing units that, like, Hawk&Oslo in a lane with corrosion. I'm like, why can't you make another unit with shock poison? But make them really good as well. So, like, Hendy... Like, I mean...
I think the other unit that has that is Frisia. I think she has poison in her cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, both her cards do poison.
Like, if they want to support King really badly, then make another Hendrickson. Pretty much.
Don't change the boy Hendy. Come on, he's already good enough.
Yeah, don't change boy Hendy, but make him somewhat like Hendy, where he buffs the team actually, and not like this unit. I apply corrosion with my passive, or something like that. I don't know.
No, that's Awaken Lilia.
I don't know what these two units do. I just know they do not support my man. They just don't. Like, everyone saw this unit, and it's like, oh, King team's back, here we go, and he just didn't perform at all. Blue Droll.
I think both the Joes get an S.
I would say the blue one gets SS and the green one gets S.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's fine too.
I mean, this unit on the AM team is just stupid.
Yeah,
With Melascula, if you pull up a taunt with the revive, you're just never gonna die. He has the stupid Petrify, if he can get it off. He buffs with his passive if he has buffs on himself.
Yeah.
His ultimate hits really hard if you have him 6/6. My god, it surprised me every time.
That's true.
Because every time an enemy draw ults me, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna kill. It's probably 1/6. And then he just takes me down to 1 HP, and I'm like, oh, you were 6/6. Oh god. And then this unit, I'd say is passive, man. I keep forgetting his passive, like, seals ultimate move, and I'm like, oh, I can't remove this. This actually hurts me.
Yeah.
But
because then once you have your ultimate sealed, you're losing an extra card space too. So it's like,
yeah,
if you have 2 ultimates, you're losing 2 card spaces, and that can determine the game.
That's true.
yeah. I don't remember why I ran. I think I tried running this droll against Merlin and Mark II Valenti, and I just couldn't face him. I mean, his single target hits hard, but his AoE is just probably his worst skill.
Alright, funny story about that. Whenever alright, so whenever Liz and Lost Vein were a thing, like rushing their ults were a thing, I ran Joel, Zeldris, Red Gowther, I think. Best team, pushed me all the way to Champ 5 in one night.
Wow.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Oh, I totally forgot to talk about this, but Hendy, his ultimate, phenomenal. Weak point.
Oh yeah, I have him 6/6. We don't talk about it though.
Dude, it's so stupid if you get his ult. And his lifesteal, man, that's actually surprised me the most. How hard he gets.
Bellion, we don't even talk about him. We just move him to D. Keep going.
I've gotten so many of that unit, his ultimate gauge. I'm like, huh, I could 4/6 him. Do I want to? No.
Oh, I've had enough to 6/6 him twice, and I coined.
Oh, I probably have, but usually it's just after a banner. I'm like, huh, I could 4/6 him. Nah. Oh, Ludo. Dude. His Super Awakening 5 was awful. Like,
I mean,
you really have to wail at this unit.
Yeah, I think he would be at SS, but I think he dropped to S, because even his level 90 or Super Awakening didn't really help him that much.
Yeah, like, there's only a few rare occasions where I get out CC'd with someone running Ludo. But the thing is, his passive only triggers on one of my units. Because he just has such low CC.
Yeah, once Super Awakening 5 came out, Ludo he dropped, like, a lot.
I mean, I still, like, his single target hits hard, his AoE ruptured, breaks Liz's shield, which is nice. His ultimate is, I mean, that shield just, I mean, that's not as tanky as it was before, it seems like. Because the one just eats through it. But he's still good because of his grace. Like, his grace is annoying and I forget about it.
Yeah.
I try to stun, and it's like, oh, yeah, Ludo. I forgot about that. Gerard. What did I do with her? I keep missing her, but I would say D, man. They say she's an option for the new level 90. I'm not gonna run her. I'm just not.
I mean, the only thing you would level her up for is just for the reverse stages, and that's about it.
Yeah, but people aren't gonna do that. Not unless you really want those diamonds out of there and those tickets.
Yeah. Blue Hellbrum, automatic D.
Yeah, I've never even looked at that man's passive before.
My friend from school, he summoned on Red Arthur. I felt so bad for him. Like, I think he's on step 8, and I'm like, so what'd you get? And he's like, I got 2 Mark II Valentis. I'm like, oh, that's good. And he's like, yeah, then I got 5 Blue Hellbrums. I'm kind of done. I'm like, fuck,
5
man, I
health
feel
bros.
bad.
That's like red Estarossa bad.
And then he told me, and then I told him my luck, and he's like, God, I hate you. I'm like, yeah, only 5 SSRs, 4 of them were Arthur, 1 Mark II Valenti, who I didn't have. So,
That's some.
yeah, best summons. But yeah, there's nothing to talk about Blue Hovrum. I don't even know what his passive is. All I know is it's bad. Blue King.
Probably A. He's a bit lower than Demon Hendrickson. I mean, his passive is pretty good, but in terms of like him staying alive, he's kind of at the bottom.
Dude.
It's single target
Like,
hits. I'll get from that.
In my showcase with Eastin, I expected him to hit so much harder with those debuffs. And he just did like a max of 100k with a level 3. And he didn't crit either. It was so... Like, I think I ran Sariel with him as well, so I was hoping crit. But no, he failed me. And even his ultimate, dude. Like, I was hoping the Abyss would do something, and I would just see it's like a little tick. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, he's not as good as he used to be, man. Blue Hendy? I think that's fair.
Never used. Don't know what his passive is.
No words for him.
All right, next.
I mean, the only time I can ever talk about that Blue Hendy was my friend tried to use him. And I'm like, oh god, why? And he's like, yeah, don't ever do that, ever. Like, I'm like, I mean, the only time I ever used him was like for a link, but even then his link is kind of doo-doo. Okay,
so before you start with some of the best units, just a special request. You can skip to Twigo real quick.
Twigo.
Yeah, so one of our viewers, the Wise Potato, said that Twigo should be in his own tier, and it should be called the Absolute Hot Garbage.
Nah, see, y'all doing my man Twigo dirty. My man Twigo at least gets A ring, especially with Bond coming out. He's gonna be amazing.
I think there's no words to talk about Bond.
You might better put them up there.
Like, dude, this guy is so stupid. Like, he's immortal. Like, 500k HP, and Escanor just can't dwindle him down. Like, and that's because of Twigo, man. Twigo increases that boy's HP.
I mean, you would think he would have died out with that mono red, with red Escanor and King.
Nah, man, Bond's bringing it back. He's making red great again. Except for this guy. This guy will always be down here. So
he could only make red Escanor great.
Yeah. Red Escanor will never be great again. That unit failed.
Right.
When he had to rely on dust.
Sorry, he automatically goes to God.
There you have it of that Twigo God.
Yeah,
he's got a God AoE, dude.
God ultimate. Grace is good.
Every time I face a Sariel team, it's a specific way they play, I've noticed. They're running Diane. They get the taunt off, but then they sit there for 3 turns because I still can't kill the Diane because she has Tarmiel on the back, so health regen. And by the 4th turn, he's got Gowther passive stacked so much, the level 3 AoE just wipes me.
Yep, that's the best.
And his Grace is so stupid. Tarmiel.
My meal. That's what I call
him. I'd say God, but I'd say SS.
I don't know. 6-6 Tarmiel? I don't know. 6-6 Tarmiel is God.
I've not faced a 6-6 Tarmiel.
Trust me, dude. It's so
I
disgusting.
rarely ever face Tarmiel anymore.
That defense is so disgusting, man.
Yeah, you got to go against a 6-6 Tarmiel.
I've never had to go against a 6-6 Tarmiel.
In Geared, it's just like facing a Tarmiel is just you're asking for it for a complete like long match.
Like, bro, his stance is so good, and then he has ult depletion along with the stance. That's something different.
I mean,
you gotta basically
I
put
would
him
put
next to
him here.
Estarossa.
If I could put him in between, I would. But I mean, I just can't.
I mean, if you leave him in SS, put him under Estarossa, because those two are just the most annoying team ever.
How about that? If we're ranking, he's the best in SS.
Perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I could talk about Red Shin a little bit. Myself
never
being a
used
Shin
him.
enthusiast. Alright. So the Shins are basically the same. They basically have the same card structure where if it's debuff, you know, if for Red Shin, if he gets a debuff or if the opponent's debuff, then he's guaranteed crits with his single target. That's basically his passive. So, and you know, his card structure is the same. He has one card that debuffs, then he has another card, which is his crit card. The debuff card is AoE, I'm pretty sure, and like Green Shin, it doesn't hit that much. But once you start to debuff your opponent and use his single target card, it's actually pretty good, just because the guaranteed crit stuff. So I mean, I would say probably A, but I wouldn't give him S.
I think B tier would be fine for him. Because you're really reliant on those debuffs for his extra crit.
And the only problem is red.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I watched so much gameplay on Red Shin, and I really wanted him because I thought he'd be phenomenal. And, like, he just didn't wow me like Green Shin did.
Yeah. Green Shin is better out of the two, but Red Shin is still pretty fun to use.
Maybe if the single target was AoE and had that passive.
Oh, that would be crazy damage there.
He would be better. Yeah, he would definitely be better than Green.
Awaken Lilia.
Alright, she automatically because she's a waifu.
Third best waifu.
There you go. I've solved the list.
She's actually, her deplete ultimate move gauge AoE is, no wait, that's single target. No, it is AoE. Never mind. I've not used this unit. I still haven't pulled her, and I feel sad.
I gotta say, her
new costume is really good. I'll give her that.
The video that I put out with Mono Red, with Red Arthur, and Awaken Lilia, she's got to be S tier because she clutched it at the end against Lost Vein and the one Escanor.
Damn, that is guaranteed a S.
Like,
I mean, I'd give her S anyway. She's still, like, she's really good. Like, actually really good. I'm still sad that I don't have her. Because I'd actually try and use her on the King team. I'd use her on a lot of teams, actually.
Yeah.
Green Roxy. I'm still remembering my video, man. That was so disappointing.
Green Roxy is good. She has to crit, though.
She has to crit. If she doesn't crit, it's very noticeable.
I mean, that charge damage does do a lot on, like, the safe teams.
Yeah, but if I'm facing a Goddess Liz shield, she can't break through it. Level 1 won't break through it. It has to be level 2.
I don't know about that. I haven't really used... Like, I've used her, but I've never got the chance to use her against a safe team. So I don't know too much about that.
And you have to run her with all humans, and... I mean, humans right now... Like...
I mean, they're in a decent spot because of Arthur with his HP buff, honestly. I feel like they're not in the best spot, but I feel like they're in a pretty decent spot to where they can, you know, they can win some matches, but they're not going to win 100% of them.
Yeah, Roxy, though, I don't know, man. Like, she just didn't... Like, when she didn't crit, it actually hurt. Least damage she did. I mean, I'd put her... Fuck, where'd she go?
Wow, she's gone.
Oh, there she is. What are you doing down there? I'd leave her in S, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, her passive does help her a lot.
Her passive does, but I mean, I could probably say she could go down to A, but I guess I'll leave her there. Red Jericho.
The red one has to be in B tier.
The red one has to be what tier?
In B tier, like she.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bit surprised saying this, but when she came out, and I did get her 6/6, she was legit the best unit I had. You know, running her against Lost Vein, like, it was phenomenal. My minor complaint that kind of brought her down was with Amelia's card. So they both had the same freeze, but Amelia 1-star freezes, Jericho's 1-star attacks instead of freezing.
Oh,
which
yeah.
brought her down.
And I mean, she can hit really, really hard.
And then I tried using her, I think, on Final Boss Bond, and no, was it Final Boss Bond? I'm trying to remember what Final Boss it was, but it didn't really help her out. Oh, you know what? It was Melascula and Galland. It didn't really help out using her.
Yeah,
I like it. She's a fun unit. I have her 6/6.
I don't have her 6/6. I think I have her 2/6, but she was fun whenever I used her at the beginning. But then as I noticed, like, more red units just kind of like outshined her. Like when this guy came out, and she kind of just flew away a little bit. And then, I mean, with all the teams you can run her with, like, if I'm gonna face a 1, I can't freeze him. The 1. So, I mean, she's still fun. I mean, I could probably find a reason to put her in A, because, I mean, she's Jericho, man. I'm gonna put her A. She's just Jericho.
I'll accept it, because, you know, Jericho's waifu.
Yeah, we just drop them. We don't talk. Right.
Yeah.
No words.
Yeah, no words.
Green
Arthur.
A tier, because of his passive.
Yeah.
I like his card.
I mean, I would
damage.
really put him in S if his passive worked in PvP.
Yeah.
I wish they didn't shaft that man in PvP.
But then that would have been pretty annoying of a human team.
Yeah, see, that would have been a big buff to humans.
Yeah.
But then they did my boy dirty. Nanashi.
Okay.
I've not seen this unit in forever.
I would say B or C.
Dude, he kind of vanished.
He was too hyped up. He was so hyped up for JP, and then once he released for Global, he died out.
Yeah, I don't even know what he does now because I've not faced him.
And the issue is that his ultimate is amplified, so you need buffs on him. And normally you would only want him to have them in the back instead of the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was, I think, the most overhyped unit.
Yeah, very. We got Gil. Isn't that the one that taunts, right?
Yeah, this is the guy that was only good for 1 rule and stance, like, reduced damage by a certain percentage. I think it was like by 300. So Louis, you take no damage. That was the only time this guy was ever good, because he was able to tank multiple, like, Escanor ults. King and Liv.
I would say put her at B. She does alright damage when it comes to Hell.
I'd agree.
When it comes to Hell.
I am so annoyed that people were like, she's really, really good for the level 90 raid. And, I mean, I like using Estarossa, Jericho, and Gowther over her.
Yeah. Nah, she was good, though, for Hell.
Great Demon.
For Hell Great Demon. Her passive makes it so you can wipe it literally in 2 turns if you're both running Merlin.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's really it. Blue mono, only good for final boss Escanor, and even then, that was. I mean, I don't even want to talk about final boss Escanor.
Yeah, just go ahead and drop her in D and we move on. So many bad memories.
Hold up. I think she's in at least C because she was good also against final boss Bond.
I didn't use her for final boss spawn.
I don't even own her, so.
I mean, she's an acceptable unit for mostly the special events because of her passive.
I use this guy for final boss spawn, and actually a unit I kind of want to. I can throw. There we go. I used him for final boss spawn, and he did okay.
With that detonate card.
Yeah, the detonate card, and that was it. There we go. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like who works better with their passive and in certain events, I think Blue Mono is a bit higher than Valenti.
Dude, Blue Valenti, you need her for final boss spawn if you want to score points. No, I couldn't do anything with her.
Blue Mono works better.
Dude, Blue Valenti was so useless.
I don't own Blue Valenti, so I'll just let you guys.
It's fine if you don't own her. You don't need her. Green Eastin, the unit that actually surprised me.
I want to talk about this unit a little bit because this, in my opinion, is either it's the second most overhyped unit. Everybody was on JP was like, okay, when Escanor comes out, Green Valenti is gonna counter for gold. Counter him for global. Never seen a Green Eastin been played like at all. Like
when you say Escanor, you mean the one?
Yeah, the one.
How would that counter Escanor?
Everybody was using her on JP to counter Escanor. Like they would level 3 buff and then one shot Escanor or something like that.
Yeah, I think Gowther kind of changed all that. Green Gowther, as soon as he came out before Eastin did, he like changed the whole setup of like every team.
Well, I mean, what really, like Green Eastin was the first one to ever counter Ult Rush.
Yeah.
Right. And then they released King, and King was just better because you could immediately do it instead of having to get a level 2 Eastin card.
Yeah.
But then we didn't even get Green Eastin.
We got Green Gowther.
Or King. We got Green Gowther. So then that it just did not matter.
Yeah.
Because
that's another thing.
LV did not need ult. LV did not need ult to destroy you. At that moment.
I think C tier would be fine for her. I mean, her passive is still good, like the extra crit damage and crit chance with the debuffs.
She didn't perform bad whenever I showcased her.
Yeah.
She didn't do the worst. Like she beat Merlin. She won me the match against Merlin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Surprised me. Look, that was a fluke. Merlin is the best unit in the game. We don't talk about it. Actually, you know what? Once we get to Merlin, I'm going in depth.
Look, she's right there. We'll just skip to wherever you want.
Yeah, we'll talk about her. I know. I doubted this unit at first, but now I've seen the light.
Well, explain to us why she's
100% God. All right. First of all, her infect card, her infect card does so much damage on level 3. Like it's not even funny. I've wiped and ungeared with her infect card by itself. Her single target, I don't have to get into it. It's just too good. I've one-shotted Escanors, I've one-shotted Lizards, I've one-shotted fully buffed Drolls. And those are to be considered some of the tankiest units in the game. Her passive, she basically gets extra stats for every 40% health that she has, and that helps her out a lot, especially when she has Rem. I think it's Rem, the green one. Especially with her passive going.
No, it's Ram.
Yeah, Ram.
Oh yeah, Ram. Yeah, especially with Ram, she's insane. There's nothing else I can say about her. She's just one of the highest DPS, if not the highest DPS in the game.
Yeah, her single target, like it doesn't even have to be like I've been one-shotted with some level 1s, but mostly they'll do level 2s, and my blue units are just gone in a snap.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that was fun. And then you can't even kill her. You can't one-shot her because of her passive, which is probably the most annoying thing about her. You can't one-shot. She destroys Goddess Liz with the I can't heal. And probably the only thing is her ult. Like, I mean, the shields, it's alright, but, I mean, her ultimate hits hard, so it doesn't matter about the shield. You're probably dead anyway.
I have her 1/6 and her ultimate wipes an ungear for me.
Yeah, she's really stupid. And I mean, Bond, this is pretty much the only green unit that Bond cannot destroy fully in one turn.
Yeah, because they're passive.
Because of her passive. But I mean, he'll destroy anyone else on the team.
Yeah,
with her.
Of course.
Blue Derieri.
I would say B.
Dude. B?
Yeah.
B?
Actually, you know what? No. I'll change that to A.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like she should go a little bit higher. Just because people who run double taunt AM get on my nerves so much. Like, I complain to Personified about it all the time. It's literally so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the remove buff is a stupid card, like level 1, that I don't know why. Like, that just immediately stops Droll.
And then her
own taunt is immune to stun.
You can't even stun her, yeah.
And then her ultimate, guess what? If she has a taunt, she gets buffs. So she actually can hit hard.
Yeah,
and then
especially
her
with
passive,
double taunt,
if you attack her too much,
I think it's like 3 times you get no orbs or no ultimate.
Yeah, you can't ult. It's literally like Droll passive.
So she's just super annoying to play against, especially when you have to worry about AM or giving AM buffs.
It's a really good Derieri. Like, if I had to say which one was better, like green Derieri, you can move over.
Yeah.
Blue Derieri's better, but I still think red would beat both of them. It's just stupid with the damage. Okay.
Your boy.
And I can talk about this unit.
Go ahead.
He is so stupid, man. Like, every time I face another AM team when I'm using him, they'll attack first. And that is the problem. You don't attack me. Ever. Especially with Melascula. Like, if you run Melascula with AM, it's just literally they'll have to focus Melascula. And, I mean, he can live ults. And then his lifesteal, dude. Like, I think the match against Personified, I lifestealed like 400k, and I was back to full HP with a level 1. Like, it's just so stupid how much his single target damage can do. His AoE hits hard.
Yeah.
With Rupture. But the thing that I think is the most is the decrease of the defense-related stats. Because, oh my god, when that adds up, it does not matter if you have buffs with the AoE or anything. Like, and if you just attack me and I have, like, 1/6, I can hit for over 1 million. And I'm just buffed. It's the only way you stop this man is if you
remove
stun, petrify, or remove buffs. Or if you ult. But that's the thing. If you have Melascula, you can't kill him.
Oh yeah, whenever I see an AM player without Melascula, I literally just rank 2 Merlin card and one-shot AM. They usually forfeit most of the time, but I've had some people who, like, almost come back and beat me just from, whatever they had in the back.
Also with AM, he has the highest potential to grow as a unit. One of the highest, because like we're still missing like Commandment Estarossa, we're still missing Chandler, we're still missing a good Omnius Nebula Zeldris, Grey Road, missing units. So, but that's why I think he's in God, man. He is just, don't attack him. That's it. That's the only thing you can do is just don't attack. And if you do have to attack, be careful about it.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was using the King team, I only attacked like once or twice, so I didn't get the decreased defense-related stats or give him too many buffs.
Yeah, the fact that he can gain buffs from basically any attack in the game is kind of, that just annoys me. Because like, I have to play careful with AM because I know if I attack him too many times, I'm wiped.
Yeah, you're wiped. It's so stupid. And I mean, he can bring back matches from 1v4. It's actually stupid because I think Personified wiped me out pretty good, and I clutched it to a 1v1. So I was stunned. But that's what beats Red Escanor. AM gives himself buffs. He doesn't. Oh. There we go.
Yep.
No
Mark
worries.
to Valenti.
When I was talking about Red Estarossa and how he wasn't the worst unit, yeah, that's the worst unit I've showcased. My God.
Oh no, people are saying that maybe Red Denzel can beat the Bond team though.
Not without Estarossa's stance card debuff.
I don't know, man. Bond is just such a weird unit with having that much HP. It, like, so stupid. Mark II Valenti, though.
I don't have her, so I can't say much.
I've faced her, and I've lost.
Unit.
I've lost every single time. I'd say A. I mean,
For me, well, oh no, go ahead.
the same card effect as Chandler is so annoying to prevent like my Gowther from doing anything.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point, like, I've seen every Valenti I've faced has run Green Diane. So they taunt, I can't do anything, and then they'll just get like 2 level 3 AoEs, and I'm just wiped.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. I was gonna say that for Valenti, for me, from what I've experienced, she's a pretty good unit. She just has to be worked on a lot.
I mean, the only unit I was ever really close to beating her with was with Red Glox. But that was just me stalling.
Wait,
that
what
was
did we
me.
put Red Glox?
S.
Alright,
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
I mean, I can't put him any higher, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he's not the most stinkiest unit, so that's understandable.
Persona, this is your unit.
Red Eastin.
Yeah, I don't want her.
So, originally I would have put her at A, but since I don't have Valenti Mark II, I wouldn't be able to, kind of test out how that team would work out. But she drops to a C because the only good thing about her is her passive, which if all the units are all from the 7 catastrophes, the damage is decreased by like a certain percentage.
I don't know. Then didn't they talk about this unit with like Bond? How did that work out for them?
Unless you have other units from the 7 catastrophes with her, I mean, that team wouldn't even work out as much as it should. I mean, she does have a Purify with, I think she increases defense-related stats for her 2 and 3 star.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, she could be better when, more 7 catastrophe characters come out.
Blue Slater.
Yeah, I think he goes to B. Oh, there's not much to talk about. He's good for
Only if you don't have good units for Red Demon. That's it.
Yeah.
11.
She gets A, and the only reason she's not S is because the fact that she takes so much damage and doesn't have the greatest lifesteal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, the only time I ever see this unit actually body me is if I get attack sealed and I actually can't like do anything, and she just bodies me.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, she has good damage. It's just if she had more lifesteal, I feel like it would be better. But like most of the time when I've used her, she basically just kills herself.
I mean, they say she might be really good for Bond, but I don't think. And the fact that she's such an exclusive unit as well. Like I got really shafted on that banner, and that's why I think I'm okay with her being A, because my God, I hated her banner. Mike.
D. I think the combination of Mike and Will should be in the same.
I don't own Will, so I wouldn't know.
It.
Like I don't know his passive, none of that.
I faced a Will, and I didn't know. I think my Estarossa triggered Will's passive during his turn, so he was immortal during his turn when he was doing stuff.
Yeah.
So when it was my turn, he wasn't immune anymore.
Yeah.
So I was just able to kill him. Like, I don't know how that unit works, but he looked so good on paper, and then in reality, he was just like a wet towel.
Yeah, his passive was confusing to like understand it properly.
Yeah. My boy Hopper.
Alright, hear me out on him, bro. Hear me out on him. He goes God. He's basically a red Liz without the passive, without the revive.
Dude,
And he actually does better damage.
Yeah, I think SS would be good for him.
He bodied me doing, I don't know what team I was running. I think it was Merlin, and he just destroyed me. His ultimate one-shot my
Oh, jeez.
blue unit because he was 6'6". His single target destroyed my Gowther. Like, he's phenomenal. Like, he didn't even stun me once. He just used every other card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have him 2-6. I just haven't got around to using him.
Same.
It's surprising that the free unit was probably the best out of that
Right?
whole iteration. Beatrice.
D tier.
God, what an awful unit.
It's funny,
And
I
there's no
level her up
words.
to 80. I level her up to 80, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this unit good. Like everybody's talking down on this unit, I'm gonna figure out a way to make this unit good. I went into the training, seen her damage, and was like, nope, never mind. I changed my mind fully.
All this unit is a waste of SSR pendants. That's what this
I
unit
figured
is.
that.
The fact
Yeah,
that
I
all
figured that.
three of her, so her 2 cards and her ult, it just does lifesteal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and her
she has-
passive relies on lifesteal. And
It's just
It's
like,
like-
what?
the biggest problem with this unit is when, like, they're meant to run her on an unknown team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the back unit's going to be Ram, obviously. And then you're obviously going to have Gowther, because, fuck, why wouldn't you? And it's like, who else should I run? Amelia? Oh, that sounds good. She's got a freeze. And then, Ram. Or Lolly Merlin. Fuck. And it's like, where does Beatrice fit in all that? She doesn't.
She doesn't. That's the point. She doesn't.
She doesn't fit. Because she's awful. Amelia.
I would give her somewhere between S and SS. She's not God because her ult has to be 6/6 for her to do damage with it.
Dude, I hate this unit with a passion more. I mean, I could honestly make a case where I hate her more than Goddess Liz. Not because of the single target, just because of the freeze. It seems like every time she gets a card, it's a freeze.
And her passive too, when you attack twice, you get frozen.
Yeah, I totally forgot about her passives too. So I attacked her twice, I got frozen, and I'm just like, oh, sick. I mean,
Yeah, she's not fun to play against. Like to use her, she's fun, but against her, not at all.
like, a lot of people think she's God, and she could honestly make the case if she was 6'6", but
Yeah.
exclusive unit, bad.
Alright, Ram and Ram, they automatically get God just because of Ram. Ram gets it because her passive. She works best with
I'd say
Merlin.
Ram, dude. Goddess Liz done, passive,
Oh
has
yeah,
a
and the
rupture,
Yeah.
and her ultimate is decrease attack related stats by 30%.
Okay, if we're gonna be putting Ram in God tier, she drops Amelia to S tier. Because Amelia's only good if Ram is in the back.
That is, like, dude,
Without
I've
that
seen-
passive, Amelia's useless.
I've seen Ram more than I have Amelia. Like, that's how good Ram is. This unit I don't really see. Like, she can output a lot of damage, but she just can never secure a kill. every
Yeah, I
time
mean, I do
face her.
use her in Howlix, and she works pretty well, better than Derieri.
I mean, if I would have pulled her, I would have definitely used her. Like, she's phenomenally better than Red Escanor.
I've
Would
never
I
thought about using her Howlix.
Isn't she
gonna
technically
try that.
like Mai with that passive? Gives herself buffs.
No. So you have
like
to rank her up to get the passives, whereas Rem,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can either
You
move
can move
cards
cards.
or
rank
use
up.
a card. So I think SS.
No, you can rank her up too and she gets it too, I think.
Fuck it.
Wait, Bon, can you fact check me real quick
What?
about Rem's passive? So I could have swore if you rank her up, she gets the
Rem?
buff. Yeah.
Let's see
Right
here.
there in the
Rem. Gain
Yeah,
ultimate
see?
move gauge orb.
Oh, move
as well.
skills to rank up. Okay.
She recovers
Yeah.
max 30% HP too.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
The only thing is probably this card. Like if this level 1 did this, I would put her god.
Yeah.
Because
That's
imagine
understandable.
facing AM and just throwing this out on her.
Yeah, that's
Or him.
understandable.
God. I mean, fuck, I'll put her back.
What?
Just fuck it. Dude, or, well,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's safe.
I mean, dude, that freeze is just so annoying.
It is.
And her ultimate. Alright, Chandler,
Okay.
Don't have him. I've seen his gameplay. I would say he's SS just because. Never
Dude.
mind. Let me just stop talking because I don't have.
You know what?
I don't
I face this unit so effing much. He does. They do the exact same thing. They restrict my Gowther. I can't do garbage with Gowther. Okay, then he pops the counter. They're always running Estarossa in the back. And then the thing that I noticed the most about this unit is his passive. That just destroys me so where I can't guarantee the kill. With like, if I use the 1, I can't guarantee the kill. Because I'm just so attack lowered. And then I just get bodied by AM.
Yeah. So
Like, this unit is stupid. I'm
he's-
kind of
he's
glad
similar
people
to,
voted for him.
he's similar to a blue Derieri in the sense that if you run him with a drill, it's just annoying the whole time.
And if you get his level 3 counter and you can't remove it, you can't attack. He will hit you so effing hard if you attack him with a level 3.
Yeah.
Like, he will... Like, I've never seen anyone attack... Like, I've never seen anyone get his level 3 counter, but I'm still afraid to attack. Green Zeldris.
Either S or A.
I'd say A, man. Like, the only thing that I've seen this unit do is pop the debuff. And that's it. They never attack. His ultimate is just doo-doo.
Yeah.
And he has a his commandment, so you can't move cards.
Yeah, so his command... No, I think he has a different commandment for this one.
Does he?
Yeah. So his commandment and
confirm it.
passive are the only good thing about him.
Oh, yeah. This is a different commandment. Yeah, it's still not the goodest card. Like, his level 2 or 3, you never get this level 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then, what's his ult? 5%? That's it?
That's not the
On a
best.
level 1? That's awful.
Yeah, I think A is a good place for him.
And you just don't want to crit with him either. His passive's doo-doo. Yeah, A is really good for him.
That's
Oh
the
my
best. He
God.
does stuff.
Like, the only... I don't even know why you... Like, you're only running this unit for his commandment. Because it works in the back, I think.
No, when entering the battle.
Oh, yeah, that's why. They run him up in the front with, like, Chandler and AM. And that's why, because my Escanor crits. Alright, this unit.
C tier.
Yeah, her ult is pretty good at 1/6. That's all I'd say about it.
Well, I mean, red Diane has the same ult, green Diane has the same ult. I mean, that's it. You're running, like, this unit has rupture damage, but I mean, yay. And then his other, like, single target attack skill does, or attack seal. Phenomenal.
Alright, Arthur.
My boy,
Arthur,
Red
right
Arthur.
now. Right now, I would give him A, but when Bomb comes out, I'll give him
I mean, I
that's
give
just
him.
because his like actual attack card doesn't do that much damage. Like even his
Yeah.
level 2 or level 3, it hardly hits for anything.
I mean, I will say, his ultimate, if you have ult gauge, you're probably not living. It's actually a really hard hitting ult.
Oh yeah,
His
that
stance,
detonate.
his stance reducing damage and taking away ult gauge.
Yeah, that's really good too.
I mean, his
And
ult
his
saved
passive,
me.
if you run him with all humans.
Yeah, his ult saved me in that battle with Escanor and Lost Vein.
Yeah. I mean, Arthur, the only problem with him is he's restricted to all humans, and right now the human team is not the best until Bond comes out. Like, that's where he will really shine.
Yeah.
I mean, when Bond comes out on Global, he'd probably move. Maybe SS.
Probably.
Just because of how well he works with Bond. It's literally like the Hendy to Festival King. It's actually stupid.
Your
my
boy.
poor boy.
You can talk about him.
I'd say B, man. Like, his extort is... His AoE extort is phenomenal, but it's kind of like you have to get a level 3. And his AoE card just doesn't hit. Like, you really have to work for it to get him to hit that hard. It's pretty much like you need to either have 4v4 rule up or no Super Awakening. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because this unit's stats are not the best. And his ult, single target, you kind of need him to be 6/6 pretty much. For him to really, like, if you need to kill a red unit.
Yeah.
Even then, his extort, dude, like when there's no Super Awakening, red units won't do damage. Like, this guy can beat Sariel some of the times when Super Awakening's not a thing and ungeared. But that's it. Like, you need a lot of things for this guy to work. Green King.
B tier.
I mean, he's not the best unit for Grey Demon anymore.
Well, he's a good substitute if you don't have
He's
Merlin.
still decent. If you don't have Lolly Merlin, you're still using Green King.
Yeah. Imagine using Green King. Couldn't be me.
I mean, I would say this. His ultimate still hits hard. His single target, you need to crit. If you're ever going to use this guy in PvP, which I don't know why.
Yeah, you need to activate his passive in order to do damage.
His worst card, though, is his Ruin. Because nothing for him applies debuffs. Like, I don't know why he has that card.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of units back in the day when the game first came out applied debuffs. So that card was completely kind of useless.
Aside from Red Gowther.
Oh, Red Gowther wasn't even out. Like, it took... Like, Red Merlin was the first banner. Red Gowther took a little bit. Red Demon.
Terrible.
Probably C.
I mean, you have to really work for this guy to get him really good.
Mostly for association for Escanor.
I mean, I still remember me running him into PvP. I didn't Super Awaken him. He's still not Super Awakened, and he could one-shot units. Non-Super Awakened.
Oh, I don't know about him in PvP. I've only used him for Howlix, and whenever I use him for Howlix, he's decent.
I mean, he allowed me to beat Howlix hell by myself, so... I mean, I still like him. I don't think he's bad. I mean, I could probably make a case for him to be B, but he can't go any higher. That's it. But that's if you have everything maxed on him and you have him level 90 Super Awaken 5, which I don't think anyone's done yet.
Yeah,
so
not me.
He stays. Elanie.
I want to say B because of his passive only.
It's literally just his passive. I mean, he has Escanor's ult, though. But that's only if you get his ult.
True.
And his stance isn't bad. His attack card isn't... Yeah, I'd say B. I like that. Red Bond.
I'm sorry,
Dude, this was back in the day in PvP, man. I'd say. See.
Why?
His stance card, dude. Like, it's not the greatest. His ultimate doesn't hit as hard as he used. Like, this, like, if it was back in the day, I mean, I could probably, just fuck, probably the memories be. His single target was so annoying because he removed ult gauge. And you just would never ult.
Yeah.
And I mean, he does have health regen with that stance, but that's pretty much it. Never used. Should I C or D for Kane? Has anyone used?
So apparently, you were supposed to be using him in deathmatch because of his passive increases damage, like by 30%. But no one uses him.
I mean, there's been Grey Demons where I've seen someone run this guy.
What?
He's done nothing. Like.
Well, none of his cards hit except for the
ult.
Yeah.
Like, why would you run this? No, the flamethrower hits. But that's it. Like, he doesn't hit hard at all. And
Yeah.
it's like, you have to build up the SR unit. And it's like, why would I do that?
True.
Green Gowther, you've used this unit.
I'd put him in C because his passive does work good in PvP. Since it decreases defense-related stats.
Alright.
But,
okay.
I mean, the other Gowthers are 10 times better than this one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think anyone's used Red Fraudrin, have they? Besides reverse stages.
And even then, you wouldn't use that. You wouldn't use Dreyfus. You would use Fraudrin.
Oh wait. In the season 1 reverse stage, you couldn't use Fraudrin, right? I think it specifically had to be Dreyfus.
I think so, yeah.
But fuck, I think I only used the green one. Trash. Green Ellie Hawk.
I mean, with that final boss king, she's got to be a C tier.
It works in final boss. Oh my god.
That passive surprised me so much in using her. I didn't even really think about it.
Alright, Red Ellie Hawk, you don't use her for Red Demon anymore. That was back in the day when blue units weren't really a thing.
She's still level 60 for me.
Dude, she could hit so hard, but you had to rely on her passive. Like, you delayed it so much for you to kill.
Yeah.
Like, that was the worst time in PvP. I'm kind of glad you guys weren't there. Or PvE, my bad, for Red Demon. That was awful. Red Gilla.
The worst version of the Gilas has to be D tier.
Oh, so Blue Gilla's better?
Yep.
Oh,
Because,
wow,
with the red one of her cards does, I think, remove stances, and then for her ignites, she only single targets, whereas the blue version has AoE, and she purifies. So I think just skip to the blue one and put her in, I think, C tier.
Okay.
I mean, her passive is okay, the blue version, which is if you don't attack her, she gets an orb. But I mean, there's a lot of AoE characters, so she'll never get her orbs up.
Alright, you made a case.
Yeah.
This is also a unit you ran. Fuck.
Frisia? I don't remember running her.
I think I say D, man. Fuck.
I mean, she's a good sub with the King team. But, I mean, why would you run a SR unit without the, special PvP rule?
Alright, Green Gill Thunder. I think we could all have something to talk about the Gill Thunders.
I think both of them are at least either B or A.
Dude, Green? I'd say they're both A. I don't know what team it was. This guy had like 2 blue units and something else. And I couldn't kill the blue units. I'm like, why are they so tanky? And then this guy comes out, Blue Gill, and I'm like, oh, that's why
60% to blue units for defense.
This guy is so stupid, like phenomenally stupid. It was Tarmiel.
Goddess Liz.
Tarmiel. I like Tarmiel. I don't think it was Goddess Liz. I think it was like, it might have been Goddess Liz. I couldn't kill. He didn't even run Estarossa, but I just couldn't remove the stance because I wasn't running any stance removers.
Yeah. D.
I think Yuqii should talk about Red Gowther. It's not spoken.
Ready to go through attack seal annoying, level 3 attack seal annoying.
Where does he belong?
You put him right beside Liz. He goes right beside Liz.
Dude, this unit's so, like he vanished for a little bit and then he came back with full force with this Merlin.
That's true.
Like God, it was. I hate the attack seal, dude. I've always hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone will always have this guy 6'6", so his ultimate will always hit you.
I mean,
hard.
Everybody has to have him 6'6" by now.
I know.
Yeah, if you don't have him 6'6", then you're kind of slacking or something. I don't know.
Kind of slacking. Not unless you just started. But even then, they give you like 2 red Gowthers for free. For just playing the game.
Yeah.
Red Grimoire. I'd put him C. Because recently I saw him in PvP in the front. They used him in the front with Red Arthur and I think Escanor the One.
Oh
and
God.
Somehow that Grimoire was very tanky. I was like, what the heck is going on?
God, no. I'm gonna be honest, this unit will probably move up to where the Gil Thunders are when Bond comes out. Easily. When Bond comes out, because he's an option, right?
Yeah.
Not as good as an option as Twigo.
No.
But he's a good option. Golgius.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is, so he goes to D. Well, I know who he is, but
I've seen gameplay of someone trying to use him. I mean, he can hit hard, but you have to put so much work into that unit to make him even, like, look good. Not be good, just look like it's good.
yeah, go ahead.
The unit I barely used recently.
My friend kept convincing me, like, oh, dude, he's so good. And I'm like, really? You used him? And he's like, yeah, dude, he hits really hard. Like 7K? Mwah, phenomenal. I'm like, yeah, that's good. The only time I ever saw this unit was, like, beginning days of PvP, and he was not good. Red Jericho.
S tier. She's higher than the other Red Jericho because of her passive.
So she's higher than Eren?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or can I move Eren up?
I think with that, I think you can move Eren up.
Oh boy, Eren on the come up, finally getting some recognition.
Bot boy Eren finally getting some love.
Only because her passive that brings her up is, I mean, worthy enough to bring Eren up for that.
Yeah. I mean, Red Jericho's passive is so stupid. Like, those passive of those units, which we could probably just go over. Like, Blue Jericho, her passive, same, but for blue. Is she better than Red Jericho, though?
Well, I mean, they both have the same passive in terms of, like, if you run all red or all blue, they have the same passive, so both would stay in S tier.
Alright, and then...
But if you're talking about better cards, the blue one has better cards, because one of them does crit, or sever, and then her other card heals.
Alright, and then the other unit I could probably talk about is Red Elizabeth. She's not as good as she once was, but I still say she's a good back unit if you're in PvE and you don't have...
Yeah, her passive is pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next Well, I was gonna say the next 5 units, but you already moved Jillian up. But the next 4 units, I mean,
Jillian's passive, dude.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
HP
you're right.
for green.
So the next,
Stupid.
you know what? 5. The next 5 units, all D tier.
Yeah. God, I hate Greenhouser. I'd probably put him lower because I saw someone use him in...
could move up to C because of his passive that he reflects damage for allies, but even then, like, yeah, higher than Escanor. That's fair.
Dude, I mean, he was used in a final boss. Like, you have to give him credit. He was used for a final boss, man. I mean, so was Red Escanor, you could say, but, I mean, who performed better? This guy.
Red Escanor. You know, put Red Escanor at the bottom of the list. Just go ahead and drop him all the way
Such
down.
a disappointing unit. Like, most hyped character, disappointing unit.
Yeah.
Marmus, he can go up there.
I was about to say S.
S. I think that's a little bit too much. What
about Meli?
Talk about this unit, I would put lower because I saw someone use, like, I had a teammate that used him for Hell Demon, Gray Demon, and I'm like,
can we just make an absolute garbage tier and just have Escanor and Hauser in it?
fuck, there'd be a lot more units in there. Like D tier would probably be non-existent for like possible hype but disappointment.
Yeah.
Blue Demon Meli.
No. The free unit that you get for the game, D tier.
Oh, he said it here.
Because
I mean, dude, I kind of would agree, but it's just a lot of people keep convincing me, oh, his counter card's so good, and I'm like,
he doesn't have a taunt,
what
so
else is
why
good?
would his counter work? No one would attack him.
Yeah, that's like, then that brings me to, where is he? Is he not on this list? Is he the only one not... No, there he is. No one will ever attack this man. Nobody.
I like Green Panther Meli.
I like him because of his attack card.
I mean, his passive is crazy. If you lower his HP, like, low enough, his counter just kills you.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody attacks him because he doesn't have a taunt.
But
like, I tried using him, and like every time I like attacked with his single target, I full healed, pretty much.
Yeah.
Always. And I'm like, cool, I no longer trigger my passive, so then they would attack me and I'd do like 1k damage to get rid of my level 3. And that's the problem. They could have like Red Gowther attack you and you do no damage. I mean, fuck, I'll move him to B, but I can't give him any higher. Sorry, but this unit, as we were talking about, why does he have a weak point, dude? Why? Does he stun on his ult like Green Demon? Or Green Meliodas?
No. His is different. His, I think, does,
Oh, it has
Sever?
Spike. Sever, Spike, whatever. It has something
yeah,
like
Spike,
that.
Spike. There you go.
So then, he's just never... His debuff card's pretty much useless. Or, he has no debuff.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Green Merlin.
Either A or B.
I mean, she's mostly used for her passive
Yeah.
and the removal of Volt Gauge. Her shield's awful. Her shield is just not as good as it was.
Which I would have wished they would have worked on bringing up the percentage when Goddess Liz came out.
Yeah, Goddess Liz shield is just so much better. Blue Gowther.
B tier.
Yeah, I'd say B.
Because
I mean, like, whenever I used him in Knighthood, I actually noticed with his passive, like, how much I got healed. Because that boss debuffed me. His weak point his weak point got buffed.
Yeah.
And then his ultimate, same thing. But his debuff card, so stupid, actually. Actually, what a stupid debuff card. Any level 2 and 3 decrease attack-related stats? Or decrease attack? Something like that?
Yeah, it's 2 and 3 star. But
yeah.
It does counter when, the whole meta team of Goddess Liz, Emilia, and Merlin, Lolly Merlin came out.
Oh, no.
Blue Gowther was the counter for that team.
God.
So if you switch out Goddess Liz and put Blue Gowther, that was the counter to not having Merlin use her recovery disable or infect, not having Emilia freeze or use her AoE pumpkin bombs kind of thing. And no one tried using that team, and that was the best counter.
Yeah. Ruin. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's high D, man. I actually fought a Ruin in Geared. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna kill him. He took no damage at all. He kept level 3 debuffing me. He kept stunning me. And he ran Green Gill Thunder in the back. He just had everything defense related to where I couldn't kill Ruin. It was actually stupid. Like, I think I sat there for like almost 15 minutes just trying to kill a Ruin. Because I don't know what his what's his passive? Like, he reduces damage or whatever?
I think so. Honestly, I think you should just look it up, just in case.
Oh, Yuki's no longer here. I just looked at Discord.
Yeah, I saw it too right now.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine, Yuki. I think we can cover the rest of this.
Yes, Yuqii Jericho is God. We should already know that by now.
Dude, I don't think I'm live streaming. What the fuck happened?
Well, don't worry, I have it on my end, so we should.
As long as it gets out, it's on someone's channel. I don't care. I really don't care. I can make another video today. It's fine. I need to do something anyway with my.
Yeah.
Maybe Tower Disaster. Maybe I'll do something on that. I tried using Pierce for like the first 3 stages. I did like 40k, so it's a different Tower Disaster.
Really?
Yeah, like I am not doing damage with Pierce. Maybe it's because I don't have Louis up in the front. I think Louis' passive works in the back.
No, you have to have her in the front.
Okay, then that's what's fucking me. Simon. I remember when people said this unit would be good. Yeah, he's hot garbage. Like, they're like, oh, he's a good back unit. Tries using him. I got him to level 75 back in the day.
His passive is good for PvP, but I mean, he's more as a a fun unit to use just for his cards, but he's D tier nonetheless.
Slater. I actually fought a Slater. He debuffed my Gowther, and I slaughtered him with the 1. And then I think I don't remember what the other unit was. It wasn't Goddess Liz, because I hate running that unit. It's just no fun. But I feel bad for that guy, man. He was trying something new, and I just slaughtered him. But my Gowther did nothing for like 2 turns, so. Taizu.
The man Taizu, even with his final boss outfit, he's still D tier.
Yeah, dude. JoJo Pose is still D tier. Sad. One more thing about that Red Slater team that I fought. He was running Blue King in the back, which I kind of want to talk about, dude. Ever since level 90, Blue King has been everywhere. Like, the old ult rush. I don't know why. This unit's bad. He gets clapped. He's B tier.
True.
Just for the Petrify. You'll never use his heal, because you need a level 2. His ultimate still hits hard, but
not as
when I was
hard
doing
as
my
other
Red
ones.
Dairy showcase, Dairy tanked 2 of his ults. 2 of them. If that doesn't show something, a red unit who you guys talked about being S. I mean, if she could tank 2 King's ult, which actually hits pretty hard, I that's God, man.
I'm sorry, Yuqii, but King is not God tier. No offense. He's dropped below where he stood before.
Dude, I feel like, fuck, man. I mean, if you're starting out, he's still really good. That's the only reason he's in B if you're starting out.
Yeah.
Like, he can help, but he won't help that much, because, I mean, if you're starting out and you summon on the Bond banner, and if you pull Bond the 1 in Green Gowther, you're pretty much set.
Right?
You are set. Weinhardt.
You know what? Because of his passive, I'd put him in C tier. Because
I've never used him.
yeah, so he's an alternative to, I guess you could say Green Gowther if you don't have him, because he increases Pierce rate per turn. So he's good to have in the back if you're running Pierce.
Yeah,
for, you know, PvE,
sense.
of course, not PvP.
Yeah, okay. Understandable. Okay, this one I can full. You have to agree. D tier. I
don't even see her at all.
I think back in the day when PvP was first around, that's the only time I ever saw her. This Diane, I'm actually gonna put C tier.
Really? Why?
If I remember correctly, which I'm actually gonna go over to, it's this level 1. It's a level 3 Gowther card.
Oh, I forgot about that. That her rank 1 disables attack skills.
Yeah, imagine having 3 of those.
You want to attack with Escanor? Well, too bad for you.
And then imagine if you get a level 3. 3 turns. That's like having fun. Okay, this Bond. I think I watched some guy try to make Green Bond good, and it's like, is this what Purgatory Bond will be? And I'm like, no, dude. Purgatory, like, and whenever Purgatory Bond came out, I'm like, no, that's not what Purgatory Bond would be. That's what Purgatory Bond should be. This man is a disgrace to a Bond, dude.
Yeah.
Green Liz.
I'd put her in.
High B.
Yeah, probably
maybe?
high B, because I mean, you would use her in Grey Demon.
I mean,
Belmont, like,
she would be so much better if it was a debuff card for the removed buffs and stances.
Yeah.
Because then you'd actually be able to remove his stance. But the only way you'll ever remove his stance... Yeah. Like, if it was level 2, and if it was, like, she couldn't be attack sealed, phenomenal. Like, A tier.
Right.
High A tier. But her healing card is nice. Her ultimate is really good, because then you can just immediately give your whole team 2 ult gauge. And she gives herself, at the start of turn, 2 ult gauge, and if you run ult food, you're at 3.
Yeah.
So, she's actually really good. Like, Green Liz has actually kind of grown, which is really odd to think about. Red Merlin.
She's dropped to C tier, because originally she would be used in, like, special events because of her freeze. But now there's other units
now immune to freeze.
Yeah, now they're starting to make
all debuffs.
They're making all those special events all immune to freeze.
Yeah. Like, even then, she has disable recovery skill. That's not good anymore. Back in the day, it was used against King. It was actually annoying, because then you couldn't heal and, you know, you'd freeze someone else. And her ultimate, disable attack skills for 2 turns. It hit kind of hard. Her passive was kind of meh-ish, but I mean, I'd say C, because she did okay against the Knighthood boss. But that was it. Red Hellbroom. Oh, how you have fallen. My God, my poor man.
What originally became the most toxic team ever, fallen down.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this unit was so, like, the King team, or it was King Broom.
Yeah, the King Broom team.
Stupid. Because then you just get double petrified, and there was nothing you could do. Nothing. And then they just rush ult, and you die. Horribly. It was the epitome of just total despair. And it was buffed on JP. For some reason, it was buffed on JP, but in global, I mean, it was still the same experience.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem with Halbram was, I mean, of course, King Brim has fallen. You can't really, like, Petrify is not very good. He's red. His ultimate has one of the lowest multipliers in the game for 6/6. What is it, like
true.
420? Or is it... What is the multiplier? It's like... so low. Oh, I probably can't look on here, can I?
I think it shows the...
That's level 1. I think. Upgrades 35%.
Yeah, it's not a very high...
It's not a very high damaging ultimate.
I think if I remember, it's like 720 is 6/6.
I don't know, I could probably pull it up on my app, and then I'll talk about it whenever we go back. But Red Halbram, I mean, his best card, I mean, he removes ultimate move gauge. If you had a level 3 ult gauge removal, God, that card hit hard against Green Escanor. Like, you do, like, you'd almost kill him. It was so stupid how much damage that would do.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up. If my game would load, thank God. 525 for 6/6 with Gustav.
Yeah, not the best.
Yeah, that's a very low multiplier. And then his passive increases stats for every ally that's alive.
Yeah, not the best.
Yeah.
So the next 3 units, and speaking of Gustav, of course, D tier.
Gustav fell so badly. I don't even remember what he was used for. I mean, no, he was used for Red Demon if you didn't have Red Merlin back in the day.
Yeah.
That was it. That was the only time this guy was used, and then the only other time that he's been used recently was for that king fight in the Tower Trial. That was it.
Yep, pretty much.
That was it. And then, wait, there was something else I wanted to talk about. Halbram. Halbram, another bad thing, one of the lowest CCs in the game. No idea why. He just has very low CC.
That is surprising.
I think Halbram could be deserving of a festival. Like, he was like a very good villain in season 1.
I mean, they did make that human Helbram only available to the top 100.
No, I wouldn't want human Halbram. I want a good fairy Halbram, because then that could help out fairies. Possibly.
Yeah.
Like, make a comeback whenever, like, fully winged king makes a return.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Or Blue Ellie Hawk.
What was used for Red Demon is now obscurity.
Dude, the only Ellie Hawk that was used for Red Demon in my eyes was fucking red.
Right?
I'd say C, but man, she can't go higher. She just can't.
Yeah.
Couldn't even pay me for that to go higher.
Right?
Slime Rimuru.
I think the next 2 units you can kind of talk about. The slime units, I don't really have any of them like at a high ult level, so I never really used them.
Rimuru was a free 6/6, if I remember. I mean, fuck. You never used this unit for the ult, the heal, or the attack card. You used it for the passive, which was a heal. It was like basically a dumbed down Red Elizabeth. But I mean, I'd say C, not any higher. Very low C, because the unit ain't coming back, and you have a better option with Red Elizabeth if you want that healing. And then this unit I have 2/6. Has a rupture card, has a stance, that is a taunt, actually, on a level 2. But it does heal, remove debuffs, and then the ultimate is a stun. But I'd say C. This unit just doesn't hit hard.
You know,
and
speaking on back...
never coming back.
Right? So speaking back on, you know how you said that the free unit that you could easily get 6/6, I messed up in not doing the special event, so I only got him 1/6.
Oh no!
I think that was The worst collab for me.
Hopefully they bring back some of these IPs, but I'm not for sure. That depends all on the other party.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wrap this up soon. Fuck. Let's talk about some of these units quick. Hauser.
C tier. His passive is the only good thing about him.
Dude, Super Awakening hurt that unit bad.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And farming, better units.
Yeah.
Benimaru.
D tier.
This unit's bad. He was supposed to be... Like, he was buffed on JP because his passive is actually infinite, whereas on Global we have a limit.
Really?
So, yeah, I think so, if I remember correctly. Milim. Same thing. Like, her one card, it's like a 78% multiplier on a level 1. Bad.
And what's funny about her is that since the release of Ram, I forgot who tried using her to kind of bring her back up, and she was still worthless.
Dude, I have her 5/6. Like, God. Her ultimate actually hits really hard, but it's...
I think her ult does shatter, right?
It actually has detonate.
Oh, yeah, that does hit hard.
I've actually used this unit, and I'm gonna
I would say B tier. Or A tier?
I'd say B. I mean, her passive's the only reason I use her. Her decrease attack, I mean, she has okay cards, but when I'm facing a Elizabeth that has a shield, I can't break through it if Lily is on the field.
True.
But the reduced damage is actually pretty good. Like, decrease attack. I have lived on a few occasions from that passive.
Right.
And her ultimate, 6/6. Which, you know, I did it on a banner, but then they're like, hey, I know you guys are complaining, so here you go. Get free copies off of the Summer Catastrophes event. And I'm like,
wow.
You're kidding me. You should give me 30 diamonds for every time you do that. Because that was a multi. Green Lane.
My first ever unit to 6/6 in the game.
She is trash. Final boss costume did not save her in any regard. Red Arthur.
C tier.
Yeah, I agree. His buff card no longer... Like, I mean, his passive, right?
True. I mean, the Red Arthur, the new one, the Excalibur, 10 times better.
You can't run this Arthur with him either. Like, because some people were like, dude, what if you run Excalibur Arthur and you run this Arthur in the back? Because he increases allies' HP by 15%.
They're the same person.
What?
That they're the same person. Why would that be able to work?
Oh, no, but they just thought, like, Excalibur Arthur, different title. Though.
That's what everybody thought with Danafor Liz and Goddess Liz.
Yeah, but, I mean, technically that was... Yeah. Blue Galland. I'm actually gonna say B if you can use him right. Like, if you're not stupid with him, and, like, he'd honestly be high, like, this would cement him being a high B, maybe even A, if he didn't have that bleed card.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that kind of hurts him.
Like, I face an AM team using Blue Galland. This guy melee targeted Gowther with his passive, and I'm like, oh, I can't debuff this AM melee team with my green Gowther, so he's gonna be able to get an ult. That's great.
Yeah.
Blue Liz, same place as
Fraudrin.
Blue Fraudrin.
I mean,
yeah.
It could kind of bring her up high C or a low B because for hers she purify. Oh, not purify. She heals up.
Heals and removes debuffs.
Yeah.
And gives 2 ult gauge, but that's it. But it doesn't guarantee you an ult.
No. Unless you have Merlin in the back with the ult food.
It's just kind of a waste of a unit. Like, if you're going to use a unit like that, it's going to be Blue Fraudrin, technically, because you're going to want an ult. Only time I ever saw this unit was Hallowix. Yeah, Hallowix Extreme, and, I mean, he did well, but not anymore. You don't use him. Green Escanor.
B tier.
Yeah, I'd say B. I mean, he's good for
Belmont.
the new 90.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's still good for some PvE content, but that's it. Like, you're not using this guy in PvP anymore. He just gets absolutely bodied by everyone. The mighty has fallen. Green Jericho, hey! I'd say.
God tier. I'm sorry, but I gotta break this tier list. Gotta put her in God tier.
How about I leave her here and I'll make another tier list. Or I'll make another
you're really
tier
gonna make
for
me
her.
upset about this? You're gonna disgrace my Green Jericho like that?
I'm gonna make another tier, don't worry. Green Diane. I'd say S. Maybe even SS, dude. This unit's so
her taunt's
fucking
very
annoying. I'm just doing it. Fuck, dude. She is so annoying with that taunt. How long it lasts. And especially if you're running Tarmiel behind her.
Oh,
like,
that
for that
base.
heal.
Just...
And, God, dude. Especially if you run Sariel with her. It's just actually stupid how much she can delay you. Vivian, never used. Probably will never use.
Yeah, since she doesn't even have, like, she only has, like, 3 cosmetics for her.
Yeah. I think I could put Vampire Meli down here. Like, fuck.
Elaine, the Halloween version, would probably be B tier because she is usable in Red Demon. If you don't
She's
have
not as
Eastin.
good altogether as Eastin, but she is good for Red Demon.
Surprisingly, I tested this out, and Blue Elaine's buff is better than Blue Eastin because for hers, she increases attack, whereas Eastin does attack-related stats.
Well, doesn't she give a bigger buff too at level 1? Like it's like double Eastin's?
Yeah. But hers is primarily attack.
Yeah. Green Gilla.
That's a tough one. I think just B tier. Good association.
And she was a free 6/6 SSR Gilla.
That, and when I did showcase her, the fact that her 3-star that decreases defense related stats, and then her AoE, just the fact that it annihilated a team that had Goddess Liz and King with Goddess Liz's ult active, amazing.
Damn, yeah, that is deserving of beat then.
Yeah.
I would say this though, if you didn't feel like leveling up this Gilla for a Link, then you have Green Gilla. Better option, free 6/6.
Yeah.
Didn't have to give this one ult gauge. Green or blue Lilia, my bad. The mighty have fallen though.
I leave her in high B.
High B?
Yeah, because she's more for her passive, and no, you're not gonna run Pierce anymore.
I'd say the passive, the heal, and the ultimate can hit hard, but that's
pretty
really
much it.
I mean, maybe low A, but high. I don't know. I'm gonna leave her in high B. Like she is a very talked about unit right now on these tier lists. I've noticed with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they're not for sure where she really can go. Like she does a whole bunch of things, but she's just not used.
I mean, for geared, she does work well if you have you know, your Pierce rate built up with her gear. But that's about it.
If you're starting out, she's not the worst unit.
Yeah.
But I'd say low A. But she's not back to where she was in like God.
No.
But she did used to be in God whenever Pierce dominated.
Yeah, he's the worst of the commandments.
Yeah, that's a given fact. Blue Demon Meli, where do we put
either low B or C tier.
I'd say low B. I mean, you could still use him. Like, he's still used in some things.
Yeah. And
like I know in the recent demon, you can use, like, that's how you one-turn that bot. Like, it was 3 bosses or whatever.
Yeah.
With Rugal, him, Sariel. But, I mean, his corrosion card's not that good anymore. Like, back in the day, you got a level 3, it actually showed a lot. He couldn't be attack sealed, but right now attack seal's just kind of not there. Because, I mean, everyone's running green Gowther.
True.
And Pierce is just dead. And, I mean, his ultimate can hit hard, but you have to have weak point or a debuff. I mean, the unit has fallen bad, and you guys wanted him on Bond's banner. Like, you guys are disgusting.
Yeah,
I mean, they
saw
wanted
that.
him and this guy. Like, why? What's wrong with you two? Like, at least put Green Arthur on there. Like, Green Arthur's 1,000 times better. There we go. I don't know what this unit does. Like,
Yo.
everyone's like, I think Nagato, like, level 90 this guy, he's good. And
No.
I'm like, what?
Only used for
No.
verse stages.
Death Pierce. This is my most controversial unit.
I would say A tier because of his passive only.
I'd say low A, dude. Like, I'm there for his passive, but when one of my unit dies and he's on the field,
It's over.
like, I get all of his cards and I just can't do anything. Like, he's not gonna make me come back from that match. It's over. I lose the
Right.
game when he comes out. Every time. Like, I like the unit. I want to use him more, but it's just... And he also has low CC. Because... And... I mean, I think they can make another Death Pierce unit, but... My god, dude. That... Like...
The
If he had
legend.
higher CC, I'd put him in... This guy belongs in God. What are we talking about? Right there.
Excuse
There
me,
we
if you're putting Red Fat King in God, you better put my Jericho in God.
go. I'm kidding. He's D. Oh, fuck. That's just a joke if you guys don't know. It took forever for that unit to release.
And even then, like, he's not even that used anymore.
I don't even know what banner he came out on. I think it was after Festival King. They're
Um,
like, yeah, here you go.
he came out with Red Jericho,
Oh,
Green
fuck,
Roxy,
you're
and
right.
Red Shin.
Wasn't he a free unit, too?
Yeah, they gave one copy of him for free.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I was gonna talk about something, I think. Oh, yeah. If this guy had higher CC, he'd be right here.
Yeah,
Right
he
there.
would be high S tier.
Yeah. Blue Melascula, you've used her.
I think.
Because you don't have red.
Hey, I think she's a low B. I mean, she's a good substitute for Red Melascula. I mean, not
You
having
can
the
make her
revive
hit
does
hard
cuck
in the
her.
right circumstances.
Yeah,
Like, I know her single target actually slaps. But the AoE is kind of disappointing for, like, a detonate.
I think you can use her with Chandler and make, her AoE 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
Because having Droll kind of cucks her a bit because of the resistance buffs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than that, I mean, she's still good to use as a substitute for Red Melascula.
Yeah. Blue Merlin.
C tier.
Yeah.
You have to run her with, characters that have debuffs. So
Yeah.
having her with Demon Hendrickson is good. Keo is good. But other than that, her cards are kind of just like basic.
Doesn't she have the one card where it's she disables everything but attack skills?
Yeah, but that's a single target.
Yeah.
And then
So imagine using that card on Escanor.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's great. I mean, it works for everyone else though, I guess, but I mean, I don't know. She's probably the worst Merlin though.
Yeah.
Well, where did we put Red Merlin? Yeah, I'm gonna barely beats Red Merlin. Barely. Green Glocks.
C tier if you don't have the red one.
I mean, I like the disable attack skill, like, Gowther. But the other card does not hit hard at all.
Right?
Oh. This unit has been talked about recently because you can use her with Bond.
Interesting. I'd say for
Because-
now, for C tier, until we see how she can work out with Red Bond.
Yeah. I mean, I think they talked about it because they're like, you can run Arthur, Bon, her, and Twigo.
Yeah.
And you'll take no damage. It's really weird. I don't know. And then if you get her level 3, like, decrease attack, my god, you won't take any damage. So that might actually be stupid. Zeldris, hey.
D tier, hey.
I think Nagato actually used her and made her good. I don't remember what team that was, though.
I guess you can put her in a high D.
If I find that video, I'm gonna watch it and see what he did. See if it can change my mind, but I'm not gonna use her. Waste of SSR pendants.
Yeah. Green Diane.
Only used for
farming.
I don't even know what I used this unit for. I don't remember what final boss that was. It was Twigo. It was the Twigo final boss. Fuck. I remember it now. She did not do well. Bad. Hard hitting ult, but bad. Blue Nunchuck.
Really?
I'd say. I mean, if I'm gonna run Red Demon, I run him. Is then Eastin buff, decrease, defense, and then I just Escanor. Well, that's it. He's not meant to do anything else. And this is like the only Bond I ever get to see final boss Bond's costume. Really. In like action. So. And then Elate, the unit I don't use.
I mean,
you can't even use her for the knighthood anymore.
I would put her at low C, because she's still usable for certain PvE content, but aside from that, like, not really anymore.
Yeah, her biggest content was the knighthood, but now you just can't with this one because it's so like she's right? Human?
No, she's goddess.
Yeah, so she gets slapped in that. So yeah, you can use her. No. Alright, the final thing I want to do is probably move some of these units up here, and then, hold on, I did say I would do this.
Thank you. Yes.
There we go. Alright.
That's perfect right there.
And then finally,
Jericho is above all else.
I
think Demon Hendrickson can move up in that SS tier.
I wouldn't say he's better than Chandler. Chandler is just so annoying. My god, I hate him. And then I think that's fair. I think that's right. Obviously, besides this being like no words, she's still the best unit in the game. Like, fuck. And nothing's ever going to change that until Bond comes out, and if you have him 6/6,
unless they
changes.
make another unit that has a revive as well.
I don't know, man. They might be like, we made a problem here. Maybe we shouldn't do this again. Because this is literally the most used unit. Like, literally, like, whenever level 90 came out, everyone's like, alright, so who should I level 90 first?
Goddess Liz.
Yeah, this unit was number 1.
I still have her level 80.
I still have her level 80, too. Like, I see people level 90 her and Gowther over Escanor.
Yeah.
That's just how stupid it is. But in my eyes, if I was to change anything on this list, if I had him... There we go.
Yeah,
that's where I'd put it.
I mean, the pairs do make sense, you know. The waifu of Jericho and the god of Bond.
Like, dude, if you have Bond 6/6, Goddess Liz ult does nothing to you. It won't, like, he avoids it. He does too much damage. with
Yeah.
Rupture.
I mean, hopefully we do get that 6/6 on.
Side, since we don't have him. 1, 2, 3. I'd say 4, definitely. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And even then, you could talk about this one maybe moving down. But that's it, man. That is everybody that we have done. A lot of surprising units have moved. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I think I can completely agree. I think I still had this guy A, but you're right. Like, see, he's awful. You don't use him anymore. I would agree with these two. Zeldris, bad. Everyone would. This is probably gonna be the most controversial one.
You know, let's end the conversation with the whole D tier, because a majority of them were all overhyped units.
You mean like these two? Possibly saving the king team? And
Possibly saving the king team. Mono red.
Oh, these two. Fuck yeah.
Oh, you gotta have Will and Mike. Those are like the best units aside from 11.
Those two were collab units. You guys don't understand. These are exclusive units that are never coming back, so you... Like, if you wanted them, you had to summon. And then you got to use them like, oh, these are exclusive units. Nobody else will get to have them. I'll destroy people. And then you see Whale do, like, 3k damage. And you're like, God, he's awful. I spent almost, like, $300 on a Whale. I'm pretty fucking pissed.
Right.
Like, imagine if you 6'6"'d Whale. Do you feel pride in that?
Thankfully, I only got him 3/6, so I'm fine with that.
Thankfully, I didn't pull him at all. Well, thankfully, I didn't pull anyone on that banner. I went to 300.
Nice.
I think I only pulled... Oh, no, I remember what unit I pulled. I think I can move a unit. That is the only unit I fucking pulled off that banner. It pissed me off.
I forgot you pulled that Ellie Hawk multiple times.
Dude, she literally became my red Estarossa. Like, I hate that unit. Like, if... That's why I hate seeing Hawk. I'm like, Hawk, don't be in my summon. Don't give me an SSR. Hawk shows up, I get an SSR. Well, that's Blue Ellie Hawk. I hate it. Like, you guys may say something different, but I don't care. She ruined my experience on Stranger Things. And then this banner, I just didn't pull SSRs.
Yeah.
I think I went to 300, and I think my guaranteed was, I don't know, something red. I was disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like so disappointed and so sad that I just was done. But anyway, that's... I'm happy with the list.
So am I.
Yeah, a lot of unit... Like, I mean, we talked about it, and we got... Well, 3 opinions. Mine, Persona's, and Yugi's for half of it. But I think they were the more important units, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of the important units. You know what? This is kind of bugging me. That's kind of bugging me, him being there. Like,
looking back at every unit,
face.
you're just like, wait a minute.
That smug ass face just looking at me. Like, dude, you're not even good if your passive isn't up.
Right?
Yeah. But he's, I mean, his extort, I mean, that's like the only reason I can even put him in B. And his ult, because I have him 5/6, because, you know, when I summoned for LV, you know, he showed up.
Right.
Well, that's gonna be it. I gotta thank Yugi and you, Persona, for making this list, as I know you gotta get to work here soon. Because it's 12:30 your time, almost.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good list that we created.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things have changed. I mean, probably my own tier list might change. The one that I do always whenever Bond comes out. But I definitely agree with it, because I've seen a lot more units being used and a lot less, like, units that were used are no longer.
Yeah.
And I mean, like
Red
it just
Escanor?
seems like, Oh, you never see that unit. Where are we talking about? And there's a reason why.
You know what?
Because I bet you.
I think for Red Escanor,
still...
let's end this, right? Red Escanor needs to be out of the list because he's complete trash overall.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was just circling this that they need to update. That's not right.
Apparently, from what I know, is that Sekapoko was the one that updated that. Where is he?
Yeah, dude. If you're not gonna update that, please remove it from the front page. Like, that is false advertisement. Oh, I can't even remove you. Hold on.
Shadow Realm.
Hawk&Oslo Shadow Realm, that but poor guy. Like, dude, hype unit came out. Wasn't even good. At least in my eyes, because I couldn't get the level 3 buff to make him OP. And even then, he still did not perform to my standards.
Absolutely. And that's the end of it.
Well, to the standards that everyone else raised. And even then, I could feel like I could drop this unit even further, probably. Yeah. He's just not used, man. You just don't use him.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't think I need to make any more changes, because if I keep looking at this list, I'll probably be like, oh, that unit could move down. Oh, that unit could move down.
Right.
They're not used. But, alright. That's gonna be it. I thank everyone for watching. I thank you, Persona, and Yuqii, that's somewhere out there, for joining me on this.
Of course.
Even though this is going on your channel. Because I didn't live stream it, so I'm just yeah. I'm just the guy that was monitoring the list and moving these units to where they needed to go. But this is gonna be on his channel.
I mean, hey, you did a terrific job, so
yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with my recording. I may have to look into that, and hopefully I can get a video out, because I don't know what happened. I swear I clicked that button or whatever. But anyway, you got any final words? Anything that you would say? Maybe?
And what would Yuqii say? I guess Yuqii would probably say Lolly Merlin is best waifu. I think for him,
underage,
probably
my
like
guy.
that. But I think
she stopped her time at whatever this age is, which I'm not for sure what the fuck that age is.
Right. I think plain and simple. Thank you all for watching the Trios live stream with all three of us, of course.
Yes, sir.
And pretty much until next time, possibly the Trio summons for Bond.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works.
Hopefully for the best.
Yeah, definitely.
So until next time, BanTheFoxSin, Yuqii, and Personified